Yeah, you're right. Not nice.
Welcome back to another night of Offices and Owlbears. This is a Dungeons & Dragons game where a collection of working stiffs gather around and play Dungeons & Dragons. Welcome. We'll kick things off here right away because I know, they know, you're all ready to go. Team, last week, you found your way. No, first you tracked down a couple bandits in the woods outside of Demesh Hold after you had heard a rumor of some pyramidic object that a farmer found, and then the farmer went missing. Went to his house. He wasn't there, but you found clues that indicated that maybe he or whoever absconded with him and or a particular item you were searching for, maybe in the nearby woods. So you made a series of successful survival checks, and you found your way to an encampment. Rather than battling them in this glorious scenario combat round that I made, you instead, Andre, snuck behind them, stole a magic sword and a magic object.
Wait, the sword was magic?
Hell yeah.
It was +1.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know.
Time to retire the old
I told you this after last time. Yeah, your skillet's gonna have to.
Just tape the skillet to
Anyways, so you guys, after discovering this object, decided to continue on to Garagil, to continue on your quest to investigate a mysterious cult called the Hebroon and discover whether they're a force that needs to be stopped or if they're a force that the crown head of Mestronosha can let bubble away on its own. After you guys traveled the night, you made it into Gargil as the sun was setting, and you saw some seriously eerie creatures on the outskirts of town. Bursting into town, you went to the building with the nearest light and encountered Dudley. Jenks, sir. Dudley Jenks. A cobbler, the local cobbler. He, after a tense introduction, he friendfully offered to, for a price, craft you a fine pair of boots, and then he proceeded to take you to the tavern in town, the Wine of Bend Tavern, owned by none other than Eliza something. Perhaps Dudley's love interest, perhaps not. So after Hugo cast suggestion on Eliza, they found out a bit about the night creatures that they had seen, these strange, eerie figures in the dark, and a little bit about the Hebroon, a group that this group discovered people in Gargil were not apt to discuss. So from there, Andre had a tense interaction with a couple locals, and this is forefront in his mind as he and his companions wrapped up their breakfast at the Wine of Bend Tavern. So, just to set the scene, it's now the morning. I believe Andre and Harlow returned to the Wine of Bend Tavern after spending the night with Dudley and Corbin, Fee, and Hugo. Stayed at the Wine of Bend Tavern. Everybody kind of emerged or got to the Wine of Bend Tavern around the same time. Eliza whipped you up a nice breakfast, and you, with the exclusion of Eliza, have the tavern all to yourself. There's not a single soul in the tavern except for y'all. What would you like to do?
Well, we already had breakfast, right?
Here, you eat it.
Oh, I know. I was just still a little bit hungry, but I don't know.
I can make you a second helping. It's gonna be. You got to pay for it.
It's okay. I spent too much gold already.
Hey, but I see you got a hearty appetite. Last night you wasn't talkative.
Yeah, I never am.
You went eating.
That's a joke.
Anyways, I'm gonna scrub up. Dudley, let me know if you need anything.
Never too early for a drink.
Hey, you want another drink?
Oh?
A topper?
Certainly. She goes.
Make that too.
She goes around the bar, fills up you a nice dark liquor of sorts, and she brings a truly.
A nice seltzer. Perfect morning.
Sets him on the bar, slides him over to you.
Much obliged, Elijah.
Y'all are wild.
Elisha. There we go.
Half a drink in, guys.
Elijah would. Go get another drink. Elijah would.
It's pretty good. That's a good joke. I've got some cleaning to do, but just holler at me if you need anything. I'll be in the back scrubbing up some dishes and whatnot. Right. She kind of scampers off through the swinging door to the back of the Wine of Ben Tavern.
Did we meet last time? I must have been drunk. I just don't remember.
No, you were really quiet.
Oh, that's why I don't
last
remember.
night. Yeah.
Dudley Jacks, sir. Cobbler.
Ah! Very nice to meet you. I'm Fee.
Good to meet you. I can see we're of equal stature.
Yes, I know. I get very excited when I meet people kind of like me.
It's true. I looked down at his pants.
And they look more well pressed than usual because I cleaned them last night.
Yeah, he just has excited looking pants. I don't do that.
So what are we gonna do now?
Well, Dudley, where do all the townspeople go during the day? You know, I know you said no one goes out at night because of those weird creature things, but
Kill him.
kill them all.
Business as usual.
Business? Now,
What's your
what does
business
that
as
mean?
usual?
I mean,
Cobbling?
I'm usually preparing boots for people, but fortunately I finished yours last night.
oh, why didn't you tell me before we walked all the way over here?
I was hoping to surprise you.
Oh, well, that's been nice of you. I
Surprise!
appreciate it.
Make a for this. Just roll a d20, just a basic skill check here, and add go add your dexterity to this. All right, 11 plus 3, 14. Okay.
Okay, what?
I'm just trying to figure out how his boot building went.
You've made his boots already. Well, ain't you a peach cobbler?
Oh, he's got jokes and they're always bad.
I suspect they will be needed.
Now, Harlow, did you get that lady in the last town pregnant? Because you're making some pretty good dad jokes, it sounds like.
It could be a sign. Sign from the gods. And I get really serious.
Show your
Well, I do some leather working myself. I also make like armor and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
a blacksmith?
So maybe we could collab sometime.
I'd be willing.
Okay. In the meantime,
so like I make armor and stuff.
That's true. He's so like he does.
I sound like I do.
Okay, his time is, beginning to pass. Not fastly. We'll say
Slowly.
y'all sit there, consume for about 20 minutes to the sound of dishes clanking away in the background, and you kind of wrap up your food.
I can't.
Where were you all headed after this?
Well, we don't really know exactly what our plan is. We kind of, I was asking you what everyone does around here to figure out what all the people are during the day.
Well, if you look outside, people should be around business as usual. It's the night times when people tend to clam up.
Is there like a town market or something where, there are a lot of people?
Yes. In the center of Garrigill, there's a hefty market.
No. Hey, it was a good try.
I was impressed. I was like, you know more than God.
It's too small of a town to have a functioning market. There's trade that goes on, but it's normally like neighbor to neighbor trading, bartering, so on and so forth. it's closer to a subsistence village than a functioning society.
Wait, remind me, is this on the coast?
No, this is not on the coast. This is
So you pop her up there?
you know what,
Like a
Rebel?
mountainous region.
I shouldn't, but I will. Oh. So you.
Fee, with his photographic memory, pulls out the map in his brain and just drops dead silent while he
you're right
observes
here,
it.
right?
It takes me a while to
right
buffer.
south of the Brine Glass River.
Classic. Gotta go.
Is there a like a port on the river?
Not really. This isn't exactly a center of commerce.
You do know while there's not some boats, some trade does occur via river. Everybody would probably know this, but generally in regeneration, with all the fresh breakup and everything, there's the snow breakup. There's no way rivers are going to be used to transport stuff. You do know there is a bridge to the north of town, one a little to, I guess, the east of town. It's a very large stone bridge that connects Mestren Osher to the domain of Aristol, and there's also a very small trapper bridge that's used to cross the brine glass just north of Gargill, but it usually washes out in regeneration. If it's going to wash out, now's when it's gone.
Somebody just walked across our backyard. Just saw shoes back there.
Oh, it's a pool guy.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, I say to the group.
I say you have a pool guy.
I do. It's not a big pool, but it's better than nothing.
But Dudley, as you know from last night, we've expressed that we're interested in learning a little bit more about the HB. And I know I shouldn't say the actual name, that's HB.
I don't know why you think I would be the one to tell you about them.
Well, you did tell us that they're bugging you about making some boots for them, so it does seem like you would have more information than the average town goer.
Yes. I'm just gonna go ahead and I guess roll insight.
Okay. Well, it's pretty poor.
I think Eliza might be able to tell you just as much as I would. I mean, every time they come in to check on me, they're in and out checking on the boots, and I never have much progress to share.
Well, I had a thought, Dudley. We'll make our way around town. It's pretty small. I think a big group like us is going to stand out. Maybe if you could join us, you could point us in the direction of someone who might know a little bit more about their brain. We could be quaint.
No,
As y'all are discussing,
I say HB every time.
you hear heavy boot steps on the wooden landing outside the door.
Strikes me.
And what enters, you see.
Holy hell!
Oh, okay.
Have your seat.
Oh my god.
Legit thought the pool guy just walked in.
I thought the pool guy.
He had the right shorts for it.
This way.
You got to get nice and cozy.
Jackie, Guy, you motherfucker. I saw boots running outside.
You see a very portly woman enter the tavern with long black hair tied up in a tight bun. As she enters, she sees a group of people that she doesn't know, and I'll tell you your purpose shortly. But entering and seeing this group of people, who you may actually have been sent to get, you determine that it's best to introduce yourself, and so you do. First off, you do notice that she's got relatively
I thought another one was coming.
relatively common clothing, but you do see a pressed purple flower pinned to her lapel.
Oh.
I lean over to Harlow and whisper, "Oh, a portly lass. She sounds like your type, friend. I bet she likes flowers by the look of that purple thing. You should talk to her."
His words kind of just pass over me. And I feel like the other man say, "A beautiful woman."
Morning, fellas. Is it morning? What time is it right now?
We just walked in from outside.
It's morning. It's morning.
I spear my sausage and I say, "It's sausage time."
My name is Slabon McNob.
No.
And I wasn't aware that I'd be a woman at first. But here we are.
The slum on his knob.
So just to give you some background, because you didn't get any, because this is a very last minute addition. You are with the Gargill Guardians. So Gargill is the town you live in. It's a very small town. It doesn't have a basic preserve presence. The preserve is essentially the police force and the military of the continent of Helstra combined, and it pretty much runs its own. I guess safety. It does pay taxes, but other than that, it's pretty much left alone by the domain, and it's something you and the other Garagillians kind of take pride in. You're considered what's called a lesser village. Not because the people there are lesser, but just in size. So you are part of the local, we'll call them the local police force, the Gargoyle Guardians. You are made to keep order and peace as best you can. You particularly work for, or rather you were sent here by Dan Vertus, the master of town of Gargill, to fetch a group of potential mercenaries, and if willing, bring them to see Dan.
Now that I have your attention, I can't do the voice the whole time. Now that I have your attention, allow me to sing you a song. And this is the song for all of my friends, the song to get you to come with me. We need to go and seek my friend. So please come with me.
Good. A talented beauty at that.
And if you choose to come with me, we will find our friends.
I'm blown away. I drop my sausage out of my hand.
Sausage flumps the floor. You very fond of sausage.
I gobble it.
You see this woman just waddle over to the sausage you dropped and just grab it, both hands, shove it in the mouth.
As I see that, I do one of these.
I love it.
Oh, okay.
It's time for. So are y'all down? We should. In all seriousness, come with me now.
Now, who is this friend of yours you were speaking about or singing about so eloquently?
Thank you. Yeah, his name is Dan.
Oh,
Dan?
Master of town.
Master of town.
Oh, the master of town.
Dolly, are you familiar with?
Are we in trouble?
Only the utmost respect for Mr. Master of Town.
Now, do you know why he wants to see us? Is he upset about my interactions with the guy with no tongue?
It is an urgent matter.
Oh,
I
shit.
cannot tell you more.
Can you tell me if I'm right?
You are right.
I don't really want to go, fellas.
Oh, the lady has spoken.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is.
What?
if it's the master of town, I feel
Should I
like
give
we
y'all?
should go.
Should I give y'all a moment alone to discuss?
Oh, please, please do.
I'll be over here cleaning the floors,
Scavenging.
like any good woman.
Oh, no.
All right, well, we've been banned from Twitch, so Facebook streaming it is.
Looking for sausages.
Wait, this is the last time you invited uninvited guests. You, Dudley, are very, as you mentioned, Dan has high respect among you, among the townspeople. So you are generally fond of Dan and think well of his intentions.
Do you know this?
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Yeah.
Wait, her?
Yes, we've crossed paths.
Yes, her. Yes, her.
How could one not?
Exactly.
I think you should trust her.
Rather than sweeping, she sits down very intimidatingly with a large, great sword across her shoulder.
Oh, thank God.
It's time to go.
Well,
What? Is this gonna help us? What are we doing? I'm kind of scared of this. You're like
This-
14 times my size.
This is a major breakthrough. In a small town, we get to meet with the town head.
Well,
Is that good?
Yes.
we don't have anything else really planned.
I thought we
mean,
weren't supposed to make a ruckus here.
Pick up your boots at some point.
Well, it sounds like the ruckus has already been made. If
I'm
they're
sure Dudley
requesting
will
us.
come along and vouch for us. Is that not true? You
Yes,
must
of
be a good
course.
reporter in this town,
Liza,
from what
yes.
I see.
Of course, go with them.
As this is happening, you hear the door behind the bar top open up, and Eliza comes out. She goes, "Oh, Sloban, it's good to see you. What you doing here?
Just hanging out with my friends.
You know this lot."
We're good friends.
She claims to.
Make a deception check.
I need dying. I have died.
I fumble and I like pass her dice.
6.
Hey, I don't. I'll take mine. Okay. Well, it's nice. I've just met them myself, except for Dudley. I know Dudley very well. That gives you a little wink. So can I get you something to drink, something to eat? I see you've got a little grease stain on your lapel here.
Just water for now. Thank you.
Hey, you're working. I've got it. Turns around, fills up glass. More scoops up a glass.
I stand and pull the sword off from behind my back and lay it on the table.
Oh.
You planning on doing work in here?
I look at this lot closely, quietly, and then I let them know I'm leaving. You may come with me if you'd like, but you should.
I hop off my stool and start waddling forward.
Do you leave your sword on the table as you walk off?
No, I just sort of put it down with intimidation.
Oh, make an intimidation check.
Which I got a nat 20 on.
Despite her
grease stains.
grease stains and appearance, something about the motion of drawing this sword that just keeps coming and coming, setting it on the bar top and looking at you, her voice gets lower, and there's something about it that just reverberates through you all, unless anybody also rolls a nat 20.
I don't roll, but I'm
Ha, 5.
Oh, I rolled a nat 22.
Holy
Okay,
cow.
you two are
He's too infatuated to be
you're shaken
intimidated.
but not stirred.
Infatuated.
But when she gets up, I stand to attention, and then I stand up as well.
Okay.
Well, you know, I didn't really see
yes,
anything better to do.
Perhaps there
was a
are
little
some
bit intimidating.
questions I can answer.
I'm already like right next to her, just obeying.
This tiny little gnome comes up to you. You're very tall, probably 6'5".
Fantastic.
And this little gnome comes up to you, not quite to your kneecap, and just stands almost on your foot.
Oh, I'm like halfway. I'm 3.5 feet tall.
I scoop him up into my arms.
Okay. Into her arm.
Panic. Squirm. I'm trying to get out.
Okay. Let's just do a strength check. As she bends down to scoop you up, make a strength check as well.
No, I'm gonna over.
What?
Nat
20! What? Nat 20!
It meets it, beats it, but it's so hard when it's players. You're gonna struggle free as you go down to get him.
But it's a hard struggle.
It's a hard struggle,
You would go to modifiers, even if it's nat 20s, wouldn't you?
probably.
I mean, I don't know.
But for the purposes of
Come
this,
on. Don't go to my strength modifier.
That's why I said.
it's not that he's
Minus 12.
it's not that he's necessarily strong. It's just that he's wily and he manages to slink out of your arms as you go down to pick him up.
I scoot back a little bit. I'm out of arm's length reach.
I stand
listen,
up
where
and
are we
just
gonna go? What are we
walk
gonna
over.
do? I've almost been engulfed, but I also feel like I'm gonna get cut in half if we don't do anything.
Now, Fee, that looked very, very, restrained on her part. I'm sure that it's
Or
all
very
fine.
strong on my part, thank you. At 20.
All right, well, I'm convinced. We'll go. I don't know.
There's
Just
no
been
need to
drinking all day.
intimidate us. We don't mean any harm. We'll go with you.
When I see P scroll out, I kind of drink and I say to myself, "I'm playing hard to get." I see.
Me? Okay.
And then I said, "The game's on." I look at P with anger.
Okay, so y'all are all going with Schlaben.
Slaban.
Slabon.
Slaban.
Slabon. Slabon. You're going
German.
with Slabon.
Now, Miss McNabb, I do appreciate the little flower on your lapel there. Can you tell me what significance it has to you? Oh, you're just pretty.
Gargoyle Guardians.
Sorry?
The Gargoyle Guardians.
The Guardians gave me this flower.
It's a symbol. They don't have traditional uniforms, but that's how they indicate.
Now the Guardians. What do you mean the Guardians?
Well, the Guardians, they raised me.
It's the police force of our town.
You were raised by the police. Okay, this is strange, but
Born an orphan, raised by cops.
This is the story of McNabb.
Detective McNabb. This summer, Dan Schneider is.
Rob Schneider is.
Why is it Dan?
Two brothers.
A stapler.
She does tell you that she was raised by the Gargoyle Guardians.
Well, of course I know that. I heard her say it. I believe her.
Just catching back up.
Okay.
Okay, so are we going or not? I'm stressing out here.
I'm standing up next to you.
We're
walking.
We're walking. We're on our way.
Oh, we're walking.
Oh yeah.
But I stay
love
further
this-
back now.
I hate to see it leave, but I love to see it go.
As you follow her.
Follow her from a safe.
Dudley, are you going?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay. You guys follow Slaban as she exits the Wine of Ben Tavern, and you haven't said anything about my mustache.
It looks fantastic.
Thank you. You exit the Wine of Ben Tavern, and you go to a building kind of in the center of town. On your way, you see the occasional villager out and about, either scrubbing off a storefront, dusting out a rug or some hanging some clothes from a second floor apartment. But for the most part, you don't see what looks to be much commerce going on. As you get to about the center of town, Slaban leads you into a small building. You know this to be the general store, which is called Cutlass to Gargill. And as you go in, Andre, you see a familiar figure standing behind the bar. It's the individual you spoke with the night earlier that did not speak. And as you enter, he looks and nods at Slaban. Slaban kind of nods and then carries on to a back staircase behind the bar. And as you guys progress, the man behind the bar, who Dudley, you know to be Gershwin, kind of looks at each of you and nods, gets to you, and just kind of holds your eyes for a moment, and then just looks past you.
I roll my eyes when he holds them.
Okay. You just hold them.
like a unassuming kind of role, not like a patronizing role.
Oh yeah, I'm just like
Got it.
oh yeah. Such a big
this
deal.
guy. As you reach the top of the staircase, you see everybody kind of streaming up behind you. Dudley as well, who you
What kind of
are.
master of towns lives up above a bar?
To general store.
General store?
And so this is town heads, or the equivalent of mayors that you're guys familiar with. You're not familiar with the term master of town, but that reference isn't something you are familiar with.
Yeah.
You kind of knock on the door. You wait for a moment.
And I'm alone. The rest of them are.
They're coming, so they're a few feet behind you right now.
Okay.
Yeah, who is it?
Your daughter, Slaban.
Saban, I don't have time for this.
Just your friend then.
Yeah. All right, come in. What's up? What? Did you get him?
I've got them.
Excellent. See them in, and feel free to stay yourself. I may ask a favor of you.
Not a problem. I step outside and shut the door behind me and
That's
wait for them to approach.
Fantastic. Everybody's kind of now clumped on the staircase there.
Glad y'all could make it. Just through this door is the man that you'd like to see.
Let's lead with the gnome and the halfling.
But it comes for a price. Gold.
My
Can I insight check how legitimate this is?
You make an insight check. There's no point in, well, make a deception or persuasion check.
I'm just gonna knock on the
I'll go
door.
for
9.
persuasion. Which won't be very strong. 5.
Yeah, no, so it's maybe we didn't explain how that works. Since you're lying, it would have been deception, but it failed.
Yeah,
So you can tell she's completely full of it. When Fee knocks on the door, yeah, let him in, Saban, just bring him in.
Y'all should come right this way.
But I believe her, and I hand her a gold piece as I walk by and I say, "What are you, my lady?"
I hold his gaze in my eyes, and I thank him for the gesture.
You now have 1 extra gold piece.
Hell yeah.
You
have one
lost
left.
one.
You guys kind of file in. You see what looks to be an average-sized human behind the desk, scribbling away on some papers. As everybody kind of files in, he looks up at you, takes account. His eyes kind of lock on you. Dudley, you're more than welcome, of course. So are you traveling with these folk? I may have had the wrong impression.
He's our new friend.
Making boots are one of them, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's
And Dudley's
fantastic.
been so kind to hold us up at his house. Me and Andre spent the night with him last night.
We all did cuddle in one bed.
Well, 2 of this.
We didn't cuddle.
I appreciate you showing them some hospitality, potentially. And I apologize for summoning you here. As you can see, I'm quite busy. But the word is spread around town, and I hear that you may be a group of mercenaries, and if that's the case, I could use some help.
Yeah, well, look at me. I'm obviously a mercenary.
I wouldn't describe us as mercenaries, but we're a pretty helpful bunch.
I wouldn't describe them as mercenaries, but what would you need? I say them and.
Well, it really depends. Are you opposed to not getting your hands dirty in a criminal sense? Are you opposed to get into a scrap? And I forgot to mention this individual looks upper 60s or mid 60s probably.
What type of
human?
human?
What type of human?
A thin, average height.
Oh,
Well then.
Are you opposed to?
We
Are you trying to
quite a few
hire
on the
us?
way here.
you trying to pay us?
But yes. If you're up for the task, but my options are limited. I can't send any more of the Guardians because they're dealing with stuff around town, as Sloban knows. But I could use some help.
Well, what's the task here? My sir Dan.
Thank you. So a few days ago, one of my personal friends, Yuri Thames, made his way back into town, and he was beaten to a pulp. It looked as if he had cuts all over him. He looked like he hadn't slept in days, and come to find out, unfortunately, he was set upon while he was at his cabin in the southern reaches of the Broom Hills. He was set upon by some goblin riders. They were on some kind of beasts, and unfortunately, and you know this, and I'm sure you've heard this, Yuri died. He died 2 days ago. Which is sad, and I'm not looking for vengeance, but what I'm looking for is someone to go and make sure that these things don't cross the brine glass, because we're right up against the river, and
We'll do it.
I may need you to stay here.
No.
I
would prefer
I need
to
to.
stay.
I need to look at some stuff, but mainly I'm talking to you and you and you and you. Dudley, I would appreciate it if you went, but don't feel like I'm asking you. I know you got a lot of work going on.
I lean over. I'm like, wait, is that a house that we went to? The house at the foot of the Broom Hills where this person was killed?
Is he saying this out loud?
I'm saying it to you.
Okay, say. Yeah. Yes. Is it the house we were at?
Not anywhere close.
No,
Damn it!
That house was fucking forever ago.
Yeah.
Oh!
I want to do an insight check to see if I get like the impression that it was actually goblin riders, or if he knows something. Like if that seemed like it was actually Hebron or some shit.
Make an insight check.
16 plus Hebron. H-E. 17.
You pick up genuineness in how he's saying, what he's saying, and the expressions on his face. Best you can tell.
I don't speak for everybody, but I'm willing to go.
Wait, so if you don't really want revenge, but you don't want him to come across the bridge, I mean, you're asking us to kill him, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I just wanted you to know this isn't a mission. Yuri was my friend, yes.
It seems like a little bit of revenge.
But I wouldn't ask you to do this, and I wouldn't give you some of the town's purse if it was a personal vendetta that I was seeking to get solved. And as for the bridge, on his way back, Yuri said he had to swim it, and he said that's what. He said that that's what did him in more than the goblins, because the bridge is out. It's regeneration. There's no bridge. If you follow the path, it is according to Yuri. It's washed out.
Now, do you have some sort of more detailed map so we can try to figure out where exactly to go? If there's no bridge, figure out our way around better and figure out where they'd be.
That's a good question. Two things on that. One, I can draw you a map. It's going to be crude, but it should give you an idea of the whereabouts where Yuri's hunting cabin is, and he said that they set up on him at his cabin.
Okay.
And I'm sure that that's where you could start the search. The second thing is getting across the bridge. There you're gonna have to get creative. Excuse me, so I had a salad for lunch. Yeah, gives me bad indigestion. You either have to get creative or you gotta get lucky. If you know what I'm saying, if you know of Sprethana, you probably heard of Sprethana.
Just so you guys know, Sprethana is familiar in Garagil. It's a river sprite of sorts. And as best you can tell, she or it sometimes for various prices, usually conversational prices, will help people cross the river or not. You've never seen her, but you hear about this in town as you've heard it from Yuri personally, you've heard it from Dan personally, a couple of people mentioning Sprethana and various aid that she's given them, or not aid.
She's giving people AIDS.
It's not the way you're thinking about it.
So.
But you may find Sprethana, and maybe she can help you. But as far as that, I'm afraid I don't know what to tell you.
Let's assume we find out what you're asking of us. What exactly is in it for us when we get back?
Yeah.
I'm wrapping up some calculations here, and I need to see what we can allocate. But I can tell you this right now: it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 gold pieces.
Each?
No. No.
As he says that, I want to try to peek at his calculations and see if that's the number he's worked out.
Make
No, he's just doodling. No way.
what would it make a
Make a gold check.
Make a gold check. So he's looking at papers, and correct me if you think something else would be better. Just make a general
Vision.
I would do perception or investigation.
perception. Obviously, yes. Thank you. Perception.
All right, I'll roll it.
Okay.
So, a natural 10, but plus my modifier is hopefully perceptive. 14.
Sorry, it's the lettuce.
You do see various figures on this paper. It looks almost like a ledger that he's looking at, but beyond that, you can't tell any specifics.
Dudley's had a little bit to drink. He's going to sneak around to the side and do a sleight of hand.
Are you okay?
Are you trying to steal the book?
Are you okay?
He's like literally.
Do it with disadvantage because you are standing right there. But you
I've
can
been slowly inching towards.
try. Okay, make a stealth check first. Do that normally.
Stealth check.
Yeah, just no disadvantage.
13 plus 3, 16.
Okay, now make your sleight of hand check, but do that with disadvantage. As you guys have kind of noticed, as Dan's in between conversation with you and down at his notebook.
I just want to know, can I notice him doing this?
disadvantage.
Because I'll try to create cover if I
I guess. So you take
can notice him
So
doing a
11.
sneak.
Yes. Normally, just do this faster.
Okay. I didn't know how fast the next roll would go.
Right. So you guys have seen him slowly getting closer and closer because I mean you'd have to because you're looking at Dan and he's just kind of coming right up to his desk there. What are you gonna do? And Dan's kind of down at his notebook, looking up at y'all, talking. He finished his salad.
Is there a window in the room?
Yes, directly behind the desk.
You gonna jump out of it?
Okay, and you're sneaking around which direction?
The left of the desk.
Okay. As I kind of see him sneaking, I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion and have just a bird come smacking into the window and like sliding down.
Do you get sound with Minor Illusion?
You can either have sound or an object, and you can't do creatures.
What?
I thought you
So
guys.
you
It's
couldn't
just
do
a
this.
boulder.
I didn't know you can do creatures.
It's just objects.
I thought we casted creature. Okay, but one quick question. I remember something that said I could cast multiple Minor Illusions and keep them going at a time. Is that a thing, or you can just have one going at a time?
Too late. You can do something. You can do it now. Do you want to make a rock hit the window?
Oh, I'll definitely make a sound. I'll make the bird smashing sound and.
He can do a sound if he doesn't do visual.
You
Yeah,
can do
a
sound.
sound or an
Okay.
image.
So as you're sneaking up, you also hear. Make me an intelligence check because you don't know what's going on.
18.
Okay. You guys hear this. You guys hear this sound, and then you hear dragging sound of feather on glass behind you, and you see Dan turn around quickly and just look, and he stands up and goes to his window. You also, for a moment, look up, and stand up's a bad word. It's more of like this kind of thing. Because he's backed up nearly to it. Now make your sleight of hand check with just normal. Actually, you can take the high. You said if you remember your.
It was an 11 was your base roll on the higher one.
Just go ahead and re-roll it.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is your sleight of hand check. So as the distraction catches you, you look up, you go down, you reach for his book, and it's not just a piece of paper. You see, it's almost like a notebook, a binder of various documents. But as you're reaching for it, Dan kind of swivels back around in his chair and sees you. Dudley, what are you doing?
Oh, I had a little in my cups today. Excuse me.
So it made you steal the town records.
I thought he was going for the salad.
Get Slavan. Don't forget.
I'd heard this really great cure for indigestion. I was coming to share it with you.
Make a deception check.
He didn't buy my salad thing?
I didn't hear it.
I thought the salad was pretty good.
I didn't hear it.
I thought he was going for the salad.
Do it with advantage. I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're getting. Well, no, don't do it with advantage if you're saying different things.
He ate the salad already.
3. He's gonna look at you.
That could be the cure for being a salad.
He was looking at the salad to cure indigestion.
Yep. Make a deception check, but this is in that you've got to get my attention in the future.
You looked at me.
Did I?
You literally looked
You have
at me.
to touch me.
Take that Nerf
Not very
gun.
good at receiving 17.
He kind of looks at you very warily as you said something and you said something, but something about your voice did appear to not calm him because he wasn't perplexed. He seemed to be distracted and then focused on something. Something about your voice almost distracted him more. Look. Just keep it on it, Dudley. We're gonna have a conversation about this at a later date.
Now, we're wasting daylight. If we're gonna hunt these guys down today, we need to get to the details. Can you tell us anything else you were told about these animals these goblins are riding on?
What kind of
numbers,
weapons?
Weapons, all these questions, because, I'd like to know what kind of battle we'll
I don't
want
want to die.
You already had cuts. He had an arrow that a shaft he'd broken off. It was in his calf muscle.
Now, did he get to talk to him before he passed?
A little bit, but he was weary and mostly. I got some information. He didn't know what they were riding on, but mostly our conversation was reminiscent.
What do I know about goblins just naturally?
Make a nature check.
19.
Generally,
You are one.
there's various kinds of them. Generally, they're somewhat weak as far as animals or creatures of the wild are concerned, but they have been known to harry merchants or caravans traveling on Cutlass Road business. You know that some varieties of goblins are bigger, stronger, beefier. Some have learned, or I guess discovered ways to communicate with various beasts and use them for mounts, various kinds of beasts, from wolves to bears to pretty much any beast that's large enough to mount.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Do I know? Are there like
job.
subclasses as like mountain goblins or like cave goblins or?
You know that there's goblins, hobgoblins, various things. With your understanding, it's not necessarily terrain based, but more tribal based. So it may be you might have a tribe of goblins that lives in the fields and in the mountains, and you may have a tribe of hobgoblins that lives in the field and the mountains. It's small tribes.
Okay.
So no indication of number, or?
He said there was 4 of them. I don't know if
4.
there's any more than that.
Okay, so we'll try to bring you 4 goblin heads then.
That would be fantastic. More importantly, I mean, the goblins, yes, because they're the ones that are controlling these beasts. But the beasts, he said, were ferocious. If you could dispatch with them as well.
Okay.
Mainly, I don't think the beasts would come to. I don't think they come to Gargill without the prodding of the goblins. But I do know. I suspect that. I have other friends that go to the lower reaches of the Broom Hills to trap, especially in immuration.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want them getting set upon.
That's completely fair. I'm just worried that, if we get rid of just the beasts and not the goblins, they're just gonna find new beasts.
Yeah, what kind of predators are common around here?
Both preferable. I mean, there's we're located just south of the Broom Hills. They're haunted, haven't you heard?
So do you think they're riding hunted beasts?
No, I'm sure there's not. It's probably just some kind of urban legend. But that's the rumor. It's haunted. There's strange creatures around town here.
And at that, you see him kind of not perk up, whatever the opposite of that would be, perk down, and just kind of brush his hair away.
But there's normal creatures.
Alrighty, well, I can tell you're a busy man. Can you just draw us that map and we can get headed out?
Absolutely, I'll do my best.
And he pulls out a quill.
As he's doing that, I want to kind of like lean in and pretend I'm watching him make the map, but I want to like dart my eyes at. He said he had a lot of documents on his desk.
He has one big notebook of documents.
Okay.
And it's open, but he's pulled his pen out and he's writing like this. So you can get the occasional glimpse, the 2 pages that are open because there's both sides. It appears to be various numbers in a ledger.
Are there any like tabs in this binder like that would indicate like there are different sections of it?
Make a perception check.
10 plus 1, 11.
Possibly. He's covering a large portion of it, and there's nothing. There's no tabs like you may be thinking tabs. If it is organized and denoted and or I guess categorized in any particular way, it's not with tabs that stick out.
Okay.
You got any weapons you can offer us?
Weapons. I mean, the guard. What are the stores like?
I like that great sword.
My sword.
It's probably like literally longer than he's tall.
I hold it out for you to take it.
I try to grab it and pull it down myself.
Are you gonna let him?
Yes. Yes, you can take the sword.
Pull it down. Tip to face?
No, butt to face.
Oh, okay.
Butt to face.
Okay, so you have tip.
I've got the tip.
Okay.
Well, it was a great sword. It's he can hand it to me.
Right.
I've got little hands.
Okay, so it's like this. I misunderstood.
I'm gonna try to start dragging it towards the door.
Hey, that's a big. Did you know if Jorbo does he have any extra? I mean, what are the weapon stores like?
So Jorbu Nolitz is the leader of the Gargill Guardians.
Plenty of weapons.
That's fantastic. I mean, do you think you could spare some? What do you need?
Well, I think this is a little big. I might look for something smaller. I try to hand it back.
Do I have my own weapons, or do I need to?
You don't.
got any crossbows on hand?
There are crossbows.
Go speak with Jorbo.
I know where to take them. Thanks, though.
Clear it with Jorbo first, because he needs to know. He's got to keep the inventory.
Yeah, I'll clear it with Dorbo.
Yeah. So, that's what your proficiency is. I think simple weapons just means like
daughter-father relation.
things that you would grab at hand, like a rock or like a stick
he
or
made
something. Okay. And what those proficiencies mean is you're just going to get a bonus to hit.
Bonehead and stuff like that. Excellent. Take what you need. Please return it. I mean, it's a lesser village here, so we don't have. We pay our taxes. We don't get taxes, so it's all donations.
All
Okay.
right. Appreciate your hospitality, man.
Oh, here's your map.
I hand you a very crudely drawn map, which shows just a trail going up to the river. It shows a bridge that was drawn across it and then scratched out, and then it shows the trail kind of leading into Broom Hills.
Let's go check out the weapons.
Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. In addition to 500 gold pieces, I don't know if you'd be interested in this, and it may not be quite 500, but give or take.
I'll take.
I need to finish my calculations, but I do have an extra free group pass for free to go to the ruins of Villagrath, and I can give that to you in addition to the 500 thereabouts gold pieces.
Oh, I mean, that's a very generous offer. Perhaps you could give us some information instead upon our return.
Well, it depends on what information you need. If it's something I can tell you, then I'd be more than happy to. So no, you don't want the pass.
Well, I'll take a pass.
Yeah, I mean, we'll throw it in for our friend here.
I'll throw it in for you. Okay. But I've done the tour once. It's
The
fair.
lanes of Illigrath is a long way from here.
It's in Telingo. It's very far, but it's worth it if you find yourself out there. And more importantly, it's a little known secret. If you find yourself in Telingo, which you should if you got a free pass, because the ruins are definitely worth it, you should go to Mort's Menagerie. It's a fantastic shop, and he does this really cool thing where it's like a random grab bag of goodies you purchase.
Oh,
I'm having deja vu.
I've heard it's a scam. I would stay away from it.
Have you been to Telingo?
Oh, no, I've never been, but I've read about it.
I tell you, it is not a
In a
scam,
book.
because I got this. From there, I paid 40 gold pieces and came away with this.
And you see him open up his desk, and he retrieves a set of 2 daggers. They're like very, very finely pointed, but instead of like a shimmering silver blade, they're charcoal black, gold around the hilt and inlaid with some kind of gems.
He said when I got these, he said that the shop was closed, but he mentioned something about magicals. I haven't figured out how to use them, but it's not a scam. And I mean, look at these.
I'm pretty proficient with those if you want to give them to me.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah. You can keep my portion of the 500 gold and I'll take those.
I'm gonna
Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage.
Damn. That's not gonna be bad then. Oh, even worse.
That makes sense.
Yeah. 3.
He
Gives them to me.
he considers it.
Wow.
For a long time. Damn! But
Meets it, beats it.
I think it's
He met it. I say it in my head.
he meets it, she beats it.
But Annette Baz are vouching for the. I say, it tells the truth. It ain't no scam. And then I pull out my loot and I say, 1 copper.
Oh, that is right. Okay.
I got that from. That,
From Morty's?
Yeah, I just said that.
You've been to Mort's before.
I've been to Mars.
It's
And
fantastic.
then I go. "Bing."
That's got a maple tone to it.
I'm a bard.
I lovely tone. Take your friends. Thank you from the bottom of my
I
heart.
take the pass and put it in my little pouch.
I take the dagger.
Okay.
I do. It's all you gotta upon your return.
Okay, I'll ask about the daggers again.
Sure. You don't have the pass. Yeah. Good try. Good luck. Don't forget to take them by the,
Yeah, no, I know exactly where we're going.
Okay, I've got a thank you for bringing them. Also, Dudley, you can split in the wealth if you go with them. I know it's not your wheelhouse, but it may do you some good to learn a thing or two.
You got it.
Talk to Jawboo.
Jobu.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
And if he can spare the men and women, you can go with them and also share in the plunder.
It's getting split too many ways now.
Talk to Jawboo. That's up to him. I'm just letting you know that as far as I'm concerned, that's perfectly all right.
Thank you, Father.
God.
I will make you proud.
I imagine that you will.
For Mother.
Have a fantastic day. Please close the door on your way out. And he goes back to scribbling in his ledgers.
But as everyone walks out, I kind of just linger behind for a second. I say, slow down.
Yeah, sorry, what? You're still here.
We appreciate you offering Dudley for his valor, but we need the grace of McNobb, most definitely. If you could give me your permission to bring her along with us on this journey. We need a guide. We need a fine touch.
The grace of McNobb.
Please, I beg of you, and I beg of him.
I mean, the artist said that she can ask. What do you?
I'm asking, are you the town chancellor head guy, or is the other?
The master of town.
Max.
Exactly.
Make a persuasion check. Marriage?
Because he's my father.
17.
Ask him for my hand in marriage.
I'll write you a script of paper, but I mean, it's more Jawboo's. It's pretty decentralized here, but yeah, I would already be Dad, take Slobin, McNobb with him to deal with the Goblin Riders. Here you go.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know if it's gonna work, George. Like I said, that's Jawboo's department.
You've done a fine thing today. A fine thing. And I follow the group after. And I clutch the thing. And then put it with.
Okay. You guys emerge from the stairs as you passed Gershwin again. Nods, lingers, nods. You guys find your way out into the street.
Out into the street.
And we head to the weapons shop.
Okay, so not a shop. It's more like a large stand. It's where it's the kind of your meeting office department thing for the Gargoyle Guardians. And as you walk in, you see one of your friends walking out. Corish LePlue kind of nods at you, looks a little strangely at the others, and carries on.
Don't bother about him. That's just Corish.
What would you say? I heard you say something about more night.
No, Corish. Don't worry about it. I blow past him. I know.
It's good seeing
Bye, Corish.
It's good seeing you as always, Solomon. So you go in and you see another elderly gentleman. This one is considerably older than Dan, it appears. Sipping a coffee, feet up on the desk, kind of picking his fingernails with a small dagger. You know this to be Jawboo, as do you, Dudley.
Father! I rush over to him and kiss him on the cheek.
Yeah, as you get close, he kind of sticks out his hand. Hey.
I kiss his hand.
Why do you do this every time?
Mother sends her greetings.
Goodness.
It's great to see you.
I lean over to Harlow and whisper in his ear, I bet she'd call you daddy too.
What everybody does.
Slavin, Dudley, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. What is this?
These are my friends. We're off to do some bidding. We need weapons.
We're fighting goblins.
You can't just come here and get our...
As he's talking mid-sentence, I slam the note on the table.
And he kind of jumps a little bit, brings his feet off,
Sensing her energy.
Dagger down, looks at the paper. So you're going after the goblin raiders that got Yuri, huh?
They got your...
I have a lot of work here.
We'll be out of your hair.
The Johnson's farm, it's been attacked. The
Yeah.
pumpkins are rotten.
Yeah, no, Father, I know about the Johnsons. The pumpkin.
Now, who attacked the Johnsons?
I don't.
Maybe it was the goblins. Maybe this is taking care of the Johnsons
It's the
issue.
Johnsons. It's probably crows. I don't know.
Well, we'll be out of your hair shortly. I'm just gonna go look for something.
Please tell me this man's bald.
What is he doing? Hang on a second. Hey, hang on a second. What you need weapons? You're gonna
Just simple men weapons. For your dog.
simple men weapons. Simple men weapons.
Listen,
Make a persuasion check. Do it with advantage because of the note.
Well, it's
with advantage means you get to roll twice and take your best roll.
Yep.
it's a 6.
Look, you can go. How many days do you think it's gonna be?
Knowing us, just a few hours.
That would be
Sounds like less than
that
a
would
day.
be perfect. But I can't let y'all. The weapons are running low, and
Well, tell you what. How about we return them when we're done solving your town's biggest problems for you?
it's not our town's biggest
But-
problem.
I point at the note again.
The master of towns clearly said we could borrow whatever we needed.
The master of town says clearly, Dudley, and I don't mean disrespect because I like you and thank you for that pair of loafers that you made me. It says that I don't know why Dan's writing this, but it says that Slavin can go to the mountains.
Yeah, with us.
Wait. Now, you said you like Dudley. He doesn't have a weapon. The rest of us have weapons. Dudley
gonna
does
die.
not have anything.
You're going into the mountains with the Goblin Riders with this group. Do you know how well do you know them? And you don't have a weapon?
Can I show you?
He wants a.
Show me what?
A demonstration, perhaps, with the crossbow.
And I walk over to the crossbow range that's in the corner of the room.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage because y'all have already failed on this one time.
He just wants to show a performance here.
I
It's
know.
not even that.
I know.
Oh,
But it's the weapons.
That's kind of dude.
boo.
Dudley, I'm sure that you have. I'm sure you have skills aplenty. But first off, I would not recommend going. No offense to you guys, but I mean,
Offense taken.
Dudley, you're a cobbler. You're not. That's not his voice. You're a cobbler. You're not a fighter.
How do you know?
One can always improve his station, sir.
Fair enough. Do what you want. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We need the weapons. Just we don't have much to spare. And you do see the racks relatively empty. There's a single crossbow. You do see kind of a couple bent, slightly bent and scuffed swords. You don't see any daggers present other than the one that he was using.
As this
clean.
combo's going on, I kind of roll my eyes and stealthily make my way over the crossbow and just pick up the crossbow as I cast minor illusion and replace it with another crossbow.
Make a stealth check. Going past, you do this one with disadvantage because he's not nearly as
Okay, I'm
distracted
taking this
with
first
the
roll. I
ledger.
accidentally dropped it, but it was a 19, so I'm taking it.
Okay.
Ooh, soft 20.
Okay. You as Jorbu's having this conversation with Dudley, you do manage to sneak over to the crossbow, pull it off. Minor illusion will allow him to do that. To replace
He
the
can
crossbow.
create a crossbow. It lasts for 1 minute.
Okay, crossbow in the place, lasting for 1 minute, and now you have a crossbow in your hand.
Tears fill my eyes.
And as I kind of try to hold the crossbow, I say, "Well, come along here. They're not going to give us any weapons." And I kind of scurry out the door. And then,
Do another stealth check on your way out because you're holding crossbow. Do a sleight of hand check. Just do this on normal.
The range is only 30 feet, too, so once you're out of range.
I made it very apparent as I could that I'm like, "Let's get out of here. Wink, wink. Come on,
Okay.
let's go." That sort of style.
Did I pick up on it?
What am I?
Intelligence check. Oh,
What am I? What am I?
sleight of
rolling?
hand. Because now you're trying to like
a soft
palm
20. A
this.
soft 20 again.
Okay. As Harlow is apparently ready to go, he turns, kind of brushes past you guys, hand down to right hand down to his side, and boogies out the door.
And they see the crossbow, maybe.
Not unless they can beat a 20 perception.
Oh, I thought like I kind of like tucked away from the guy, but they see it.
No, they've also got to beat that.
All right.
So he just kind of goes on about his business, heads out the door.
The minute's clock ticking. 60.
No, they don't know that. They don't know that.
Tears fill my eyes, and I turn to him. Father, you always do this. Let me play with my friends, please. I start tugging on him, more and more frantic. Please, Father, please, let us have the weapons.
This is the worst guardian I've ever seen.
You can't make any more persuasion checks on this. You see his face go from like somewhat annoyed to like almost viciously angry. Sloman, come on. I don't mean that. I do mean this, but I don't want to hurt your feelings. I think this will be good for you to go up north, get into a real fight, and maybe you'll grow up a little bit. Get off me.
I very awkwardly walk back towards the door and get the fuck out of there.
I'm not your father. Dan's not your father.
I'm following Fee's lead on this.
Coolio is not your father. And
I
as
turn
you guys
and leave
back
while
up,
he's
you hear him listing other names. Not your father. Father. There's kind of a merge.
It was nice to meet you, Mallory. As I say as I walk out the door.
I see everyone leaving, but I'm still gonna cast suggestion on him.
Oh, okay. Who else in the room when you do this?
I am probably out now.
I've left.
I would have followed right after Fee.
Yeah, I saw him with the crowd.
I saw the
Just you.
awkwardness.
Just
Okay, just what's my?
Oh, you
what's,
saw him?
What's
Yes.
my DC?
Where did you get that crossbow?
Oh yeah.
That was nice.
15.
I was just like, this
Hey.
guy's.
You're a fucking
I'm gonna grab it. I'm just gonna take
Just let us take the crossbow.
I know.
We'll bring it back later.
Looks at you for a long moment. All right, and I apologize about that.
It's
She
fine.
does this all the time.
Yeah,
Turns
that
around,
can be frustrating.
grabs the crossbow.
I thought you said no more persuasions on this.
No, he's cast suggestion.
Oh, fuck.
And we'll say for the sake of this that you stayed within 30 feet. You're right out on the landing, and it's been under a minute. And he sees the crossbow. He reaches forward. His hand goes through it. He's looking at it. As your arcane influence is still a hold of him, and now that he can't do the thing that you've suggested that he do, it's kind of creating this odd.
That's an aneurysm.
Close to it. And as he's grabbing it, the crossbow disappears.
Oh, I already have it, so.
Make a persuasion check.
He casts minor illusion in his own hand.
And yeah, not with disadvantage, even if you don't have it with your hand, because he is suffering from severe
Brain trauma.
10.
Oof.
I didn't know. It was right here and it's gone.
Yeah, you already gave it to me.
It was right here and it just gone.
I don't think so. I didn't see it there.
You didn't see. And he's kind of like back and forth between you and the crossbow. This isn't good. And he begins to make his way out the front door.
Oh, fuck. Do we hear him coming, or this argument? What's happening?
You can hear boots coming towards the door, but you don't know who it is.
Oh, I don't even know you have a crossbow, though.
He gets to the door.
When I hear boots, I do kind of.
And then walking with haste, he opens the door and pays y'all little mind, brushes past you guys. Koresh! And you see Koresh kind of down the way, kind of look up. He was petting a horse, looks up, and Jorbu is continuing on walking to him. He's like, "We've lost a crossbow, Koresh!" And as Jorbu kind of heads off into the late morning sunrise.
Well, shall we carry on? And then I point towards the opposite direction that they're walking.
Did you follow out?
Yeah. Once he storms out, I will come out.
What? No. What just happened?
I'm walking, by the way.
Can we
Wait a second. He just
I haven't
left
said
his
I have a
post.
crossbow
Let's
yet.
go in and grab some weapons and get out of here.
Oh!
Don't you work for this whole Guardians thing? Like,
He's the worst father of all. Let's get some weapons from this dick and get on with the mission.
Let's not get in the town head's bad graces.
Well, we're all equipped up, and I just kind of
I've got
reveal
broadsword.
I reveal the crossbow, and then I hand it
like
to
jumping.
Dudley. But
Do you have any arrows?
I grab arrows.
Make an intelligence check.
I mean, whatever.
He
Do
became
you have
much more
any?
agreeable when everybody left.
well, he seemed quite
Can't help
angry,
but feel
but
like
I don't
it's
really
good.
care at this point.
9.
Okay.
But I've been secretly practicing back to my cobblery since the run-in.
Yes. This is for something else. To see if you noticed something. Or see if you recalled something. Okay. As Jorbu kind of heads off, and you see a lady that's kind of pinning up some laundry. And look up at him. A guy's throwing out his chamber pot. Also catches the attention. Not a lot happens, it appears, in the daylight hours of this town, and so that's the most of it. So as you guys kind of make your way wherever it is you're going, people aren't really paying that much attention to you.
I catch up with Harlow since he was in front and pull out the map and just kind of hold it in front of the two of us.
Okay.
And follow the map.
I follow the map because I was just walking the opposite direction of the guy that we stole the weapons from, so I wasn't going in any particular direction other than that.
Okay.
Do you know how to use that crossbow?
And I just kind of say, where are we going?
Yes, as I told you the story of how my parents were likely killed by the Hebrew ever since that first run-in. I've been secretly practicing in my cobblery.
You must have a long cobblery.
The basement is quite long.
Oh, I'd love to see it sometime if we don't get killed by goblins.
I thought you stayed there before.
I might have. No, I stayed at the. I might have.
Yeah, I think you stayed at the.
I thought I stayed with them at the tavern.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just Harlow and I that stayed with you.
Yeah.
I thought the first night we all stayed there. So I can't remember. Oh wait, no, you're right.
No, there's only been one night.
A long basement, you'll say, and I kind of glance around, but linger my eyes on the knob. Many things are long.
Have you ever fought a goblin before?
No, we've never shot anything living yet.
Ah, you're first.
You're a psychopath.
Not yet.
I relate.
Well, I've seen Fee fight goblins pretty well, and I think being similar in size to them really helps give you all an advantage.
Thank you.
Sometimes. Often it's a disadvantage.
I don't know. It's, you can't get swarmed as much as that's, larger folks do.
Yeah. But you just stand close to me if you get in trouble, because I could turn into, not a goblin, but something.
You don't even know that.
I thought I did when we fought the owlbear.
Oh, I forgot that.
I think you did.
Yeah,
You do know that.
I do know that.
You have a memory like a steel trap.
Yeah, sometimes.
As you guys head out of town, you once again pass the Wine of Ben Tavern, as it's kind of at the point in town where the road tees. The right to the south, left to the north. I guess straight ahead.
I look at the map.
Okay. You don't because it's held up at normal height, so we look
I look up at the map.
You look up through the map and try to see it.
Try to read backwards.
He's like trying to lead us the opposite direction and stuff.
Which way do we go?
Well, are we at the river yet?
No, y'all are still in
Starting to
town.
split.
Y'all are like sitting now facing the tavern, and to the right is the south, to the left is the north, and he said it was to the north of town.
Alrighty, well, let's head north.
Okay.
What time of day is it? Still morning?
10 to 11. Yeah.
I don't want to be forward, McNabb, but it seems we'll be relying on you to lead us on this harrowing mission.
I'm used to men relying on me. I'll lead you.
First they lie,
Thank you.
then they realize.
Sounds a lot. Yeah.
I take the map and lead the way.
Okay. You head up the path to the north, and as you do, you notice a couple things. One, the trees get increasingly heavy. It's a.
Wait, have we picked up his new boots yet?
No.
Oh,
Would you wanted to get those before you go?
Boots? Yeah, I mean,
Okay, we'll say before you leave town, instead of taking the right to get to the crossroad for north and south, you head to the left, which is the east and west road, and you go back to Dudley's shop, go in, fetch the boots. You try them on. Is there anything you want to explain about them?
Oh, I also wanted to grab a crank to load the crossbow.
Oh, okay. You grab a crank. We'll say that you go into
some extra quills.
Yeah, we'll say you go into Gershwin's general store. You get a crank.
He never practices his bow.
But the thing that it just occurred to me is because he practices his bow, why didn't he have a bow?
Yeah.
Oh, I do, but it's just not nearly as nice.
Got it. Okay, so you get your crank. What else did you want to do? You get some bolts.
Extra bolts.
That you'd purchased
boots.
previously, and you get his boots. Describe these boots.
They look like kind of normal leather boots, maybe a little bit nicer. They've got a brand new kind of brown polish job on it, which looks like it was hastily applied, but underneath you can tell there's a little bit of a shimmer. And so they look kind of repurposed, but they fit you perfectly.
Well, those are pretty good looking boots.
I'm going to try the boots on.
They don't fit you perfectly. Somewhere it is haste. They are just a tad snug. That's what that roll is for. The one earlier.
Now, I hate to
you did
be
it so fast.
I hate to be a whiner, but I don't think I can walk in these.
Your
They're
fat
a little
feet
bit tight.
No, he's
spread
a
'em
little
out.
bit tight.
You can walk in them. It's just a little.
Well, I just
You look great in them.
They do look good.
They do look fantastic, and I could save them as formal wear, but I don't want something that's gonna mess with my footing.
But I
if
don't
we're going
want
to a
them.
Can I
fight.
make some last minute adjustments to them to make them more comfortable?
Sure.
Slices 'em open.
Do
a
a
stretcher.
We'll say that you have the tools there, so you'll take about an hour. But now knowing that you've got you know that the right size, you've got it dialed in. You're not rushing. This doesn't take too long to put inserts in the leather, stretch it out a bit over about an hour, and at least for now, when he tries them on, they do fit. For how long? Perhaps the leather may shrink back. Usually, it takes a couple days of a stretch to hold, but for now, he won't know any better.
Oh, well, I appreciate you fixing these up. What do you say we get going?
I just stood in time for an hour. Just waited for everything.
Anything that y'all wanted to do during the hour, we'll say while you. And
I
you-
made myself twice as good as a pair of boots.
During the hour, I look just around the area where we are for any maybe dogs.
There is. Yeah, there's a couple dogs. So you head out of the cobblery, and as you do, you see a few kids playing. You know the kids. It's the Perth Boyle, the boy Boyle, the Perth boy Farthing girl. You see Melody Yolst, who you know fairly well. She's a young girl, but you're friendly with them. They're playing. I can't recall the name of the game. I think it's Snap Catch or something.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Snap Catch?
Yes.
And you see them out in front of the store. You kind of pass by. They wave at you.
Snap
and
jump.
Snap jump. You do see across the way. You do see a dog not tied, but not or tethered. But it's more of a. There's a kennel on the outside of a building. Which is repairs and repurposes. You know it to be the seamstress shop, and she's got a dog. It's a dark red colored dog, and not tethered, but there's a kennel there, and the dog is not leaving the kennel. It's just standing around that area.
I approach the dog and feed it a little bit of my food.
Okay, you do, and the dog kind of licks your hand a little bit.
And then I attempt to use my animal handling to get the dog to sort of be my companion.
Make an animal handling check. Do it normal, even though you gave it food.
14.
You take some time, pet the dog, feed the dog. After a while, even though you know this dog is again not tethered, but effectively tethered to this kennel. It stays out there until Hannah, the owner of the shop, feeds it. Occasionally she'll bring it in at night. Sometimes she forgets. But the mixture of the kindness and the food, the dog comes.
Have I won the dogs?
You won the dog.
I untether the dog.
Not tethered.
I'm sorry?
Not tethered.
Okay.
mentally
great,
tethered.
Mentally
great.
tethered.
Oh, so he won't. come with me.
Oh,
He's
he,
tethered
he-
to you
he
now.
is coming with you.
Okay.
Oh, you tether the dog to yourself?
No, I thought that the dog was tethered.
Mentally.
The dog is mentally tethered.
But
But
because
you've broken it!
because you gave it food and because you petted
Okay,
it.
great. With my new companion.
Great
I-
what?
Huh?
Great what? Father? Sorry, you.
She's an orphan raised by these folk. She calls them all father because she's an orphan.
Now that I have a little pet, I'm ready to go.
Okay. You've got hands
Yeah, I
on
picked
oars.
up on that sad
Dog.
story arc.
So, you go. I guess you go into the cobbler.
That was
with
it.
the dog.
I'm back and I meet up with them after the boots.
You see Schlauben bring a dog up into your cobblery. You know this to be Hannah's dog.
It's like, oh no, I don't allow any dogs in the cobblery. They tend to love boots.
We'll stay outside. Not a problem. Yeah, he does like boots. We stay outside.
Okay, y'all stay outside. Given the time of day it is, Hannah doesn't walk out. Boots are finished. Now, you guys. Anything you want to do? You?
Do it.
Now, you guys head to the crossroads, south, Wind Up Inn Tavern, north. You guys head north. As you progress, you notice that the land becomes a bit more heavily wooded, the path becomes thinner, and then it becomes almost a snake path through thickly wooded areas. Occasionally there's a bramble or a branch that's fallen over the path that you push out of the way. You notice the further north you go, as you travel, it does seem to get a bit colder.
Damn salad.
I know it. Just a little bit colder. You do start to see just flecks of remaining snow on the ground here and there. Not much, but just a tiny bit. After about a half day's travel, so leaving at a little after noon because of the boots, you get to the edge of the Brine-Glass River right as the sun starts to set. Roll me a d20.
Ooh, natural 20.
Okay, your boots are comfy still. You get to the edge of the Brine-Glass River. You do see an area, it's a very large river, about 150 feet across. It's running with this very dirty looking water and the occasional large chunk of ice or tree you see floating down the river, some of it getting caught or smacking into large boulders that are in the river. Very fast, very high, very treacherous. Bridge completely gone, 150 feet across.
Now, didn't the mayor or whatever y'all are calling your town head say something about a river spirit? Anybody know what that was about?
Yes, tell him, Slaven.
Sprithana.
Oh yeah. How do we summon her?
I think she only shows herself when she chooses.
I want to say river spirits are myths, but would I know that they aren't?
You would know.
want to
Make
say
a do a religion check.
Oh.
I think they're myths.
I look around the area, any signs or clues that might help with this.
Make
There's no such thing as a river spirit! And I go and splash into the edge of the river.
Make an investigation check.
16.
You do see. Obviously, no bridge. There's no wood from the bridge. It looks like it's all been completely washed downstream. But one thing does catch your eye. On the side of the river, about 20 feet upstream, is a very large, very sturdy-looking tree. That's the closest. Well, all the other trees that are large and sturdy are set back from the river a bit, but it's almost as if this tree is the last remaining of this line of trees, as if the rest have been washed away through floods in the past.
I approach it and upon getting closer, continue to investigate. Just
Okay.
the tree.
Make
any markings on the tree
another
or-
investigation check.
Dang it. 6.
Yeah, it is a very large tree.
I'm gonna go up and kneel, like, at the riverbed, I guess, like at the bank, like the ground right before, just like right in there. And I say, "Oh, River Spirit, I heard you were quite the conversationalist, and I've been traveling with somebody who does not believe in River Spirits, so I'd like to converse with you.
I look at him talking to the river, and I just kind of.
Did you say it's getting dark?
You make a religion check.
Please.
I'm gonna build a
It's
fire.
close. It's close to
I'm
dark.
building a fire.
17 plus 2. 19.
Okay. You don't hear anything in response, but you do feel almost like a slight, like a little electricity running through you. Not a shock, but it's almost as if your hairs stand up on end.
I'm going to dip my hand into the water.
Okay. Stop! No, just kidding.
You take 4,000 damage.
You dip your hand into the water, ice cold. Also, even at the bank, it's moving incredibly fast. And the only reason it's not overflowing, you imagine, well, as best you can tell, it may be overflowing, and this is the new bank. You stick your hand in, it's still moving incredibly fast, right up against the edge of it. Ice cold.
If we cut the tree down, would it? It's 150 foot across.
This tree, looking at it, would maybe make it a
Okay.
third, maybe a little more.
That's a tall tree.
50, 60 feet. Ooh, big boy.
Mm-hmm. Big tree. Big tree.
Is my fire going?
Yes, we say as he's looking at the tree, as you are scooping in the river, you take some time to start a fire, casting bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just remind me, is the bridge, did it look to be in like working order?
Now?
Yeah.
There's no bridge.
No,
there is no bridge.
You see the remnants of it. You see what looks. You see. So you've got kind of a raised up as you come to the river. It's as you're a little bit above it in the path. The path kind of goes down. About halfway down the path is where this bridge starts, and right now it only goes about 2 feet before the water is just rushing beneath it. You see maybe 5 foot of bridge kind of dangling, It's still a very destroyed bridge. On the other side it looks to be about the same, but largely the entirety of the bridge is just gone.
I'm gonna back away from the group, probably 15 or 20 feet, and be snickering to myself the entire time, and then cast Major Image in the river
Damn it.
to look like what I imagine a river spirit to look like.
You make a religion check. These have been 3 different kinds of religion checks so far.
Just do it from here.
Belief, communication, and copycatting.
Oh, yeah,
While this is going on,
yeah,
and while I'm
22.
standing there playing with the water, I want to begin ritual casting Speak with Animals.
Okay.
22.
22. You guys see this large chunk of ice. I mean, it looks 10 feet across, large, and it's just kind of slowly tumbling. Even though the water's going so fast, it's such a large chunk. It looks like it's tumbling along the bottom of the river. And as it takes a tumble, you see a head come up out of the water, and the whole thing before your eyes transforms into what you said. What was your religion check? You said
22.
Transforms into this tiny little. Floating, glowing being. And actually, wait, sorry. What did you say? You wanted to make it look like a what?
What I imagine a river spirit to look like. This Sprethana.
He had. Okay.
What do we see?
In that case, we'll just stick with this for now. You do see this large tumbling rock. A head comes out of it, and the thing just kind of disappears and turns into like a poof, a fluttering little, almost Tinkerbell-like.
How far away from the bank?
Center of the river, and then it starts to flutter towards you. You see little sparkles falling off of it.
Ah, Sea Hollow. Ah, great river spirit. Could you tell us your name so I can communicate with you?
Yes, my name is Sprethana, I think.
Now you think. Oh, you're telling me that you don't actually have a name and that's just what the people call you?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. Well,
I walk over.
I don't know if I have any reason to. Would I perception check or investigation check this at all? Okay, I would.
No.
Because I didn't believe in river spirits. I didn't.
You probably no. I mean, you may still not believe it, but this is what you're seeing.
Okay.
Sprethana, now I heard you can help people cross this river.
Yes.
Would you be willing to help me cross?
Well, perhaps.
Hi. Wait, do you want to talk first?
Oh, yes. What's your name?
I'm Fee.
Oh, well, very nice to meet you.
Well, these are all our friends.
Friends?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that term.
Harlow, come up here.
It's just, it means beings that, get along with each other
River
in a
spirit.
nice discourse.
Yes?
You're mighty. And I kind of glance over at McNobb. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yes, for that compliment, why don't you come into the water?
As you're talking, you feel an increased, sense of electricity. Your hairs are now standing even more.
Are you doing that to me? That's wonderful. I'm tingling all over. Oh my! Is it because I'm touching
Yes,
your water?
I have that effect on people.
Oh,
perhaps.
I glanced down at the water, which she says rushing river.
Ice blocks everything.
Well, river spirit, I can say I'm not too apt to get in the water, even with your wee help. And I kind of glance at her stature.
With that, I am offended, and I.
Wait, we don't mean to offend you.
Entranced by the spirit, I jump into the water.
Okay. You see Slavin just watching the spirit just take off, run, and jump as far as she can make it out in the river and just splash. As you do, you come up. The water is absolutely freezing. By the time your head emerges, you're about 10 feet down the river as you're just getting sucked away.
What's happening? McNubb! Where's the spirit? Father!
Hollow! You lost McNubbin!
What are you doing?
I'm struggling to swim to
make a
the
strength
top
check.
of the river, and I guess at this point I'm going to swim towards the bank.
The bank you just jumped from?
That's correct. With the strength check of, it was 12.
Oh, is that you? As you're getting washed on the stream, you see a rock right in front of you, and you are going for it at a very fast speed. And you see various not twigs, but logs of sorts from broken trees that hit the log and just get sucked underneath it, or hit it and smash off to the side. That giving you motivation. You only made it a few feet into the water. You managed to swim your way to the shore. By the time you get out, you're probably 30 feet downstream. You can't see anybody. The electrical feeling gets even stronger. And you feel a tickling in the back underneath your jerkin thing that you're wearing.
I thought that was
a drug. That was a drug.
Almost as if something's. That was a drug.
In a different,
different.
Oh yeah.
Fluttering against. It's like now it's like something's inside you, moving around, trying to get out. And as you're feeling that, this thing pops up in your peripherals, and you see this floating entity look very similar to the thing that you just saw and were just conversing with. And as you have now made it to the bank, soaking wet, freezing cold, you almost birthed from your back this apparent, now a second river spirit. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after I make a very good body.
I am glad.
Hell yeah. Primary real life, I'm sure. Speaking of river sprites,
Go on.
you guys had made your way. If you shoot me with that thing,
I'm not.
I will.
Kill your
You
character.
will get shot by it.
Yep. You guys had made your way up to the Brine Glass River after being tasked with hunting down a group of what were referred to as goblin riders after they had killed somebody very close to the master of town. You guys made it to the edge of the Brine Glass River right as dusk had set on, and what you found was a very wide, raging river that still had ice melt, large chunks of ice floating down the river, mixed with trees and rocks that were standing up, catching and various debris and creating undertow. You also found a river spirit. You offended the river spirit and it disappeared. As it turns out, it may not have been a river spirit, but the river spirit did convince Slavin to jump into the river, believing the river spirit to offer her protection. She barely evaded catastrophe and managed to struggle her way out about 30 to 60 feet, we'll say, downstream. Cold for now, alone. But not too
No,
far alone.
DM, by the way, I chased down the riverbed after her.
Okay,
As
so
she went struggling
alone
down,
for
yelling.
now. So you're running through a very thick, a very dense forest.
Yeah, I'm
so,
just kind of scrambling, trying to like.
So when you get out, when you get out, you do hear like some faint, what sounds like branches crashing.
Only like 30 feet downstream.
So it's very dense here. So you can hear, but the seeing.
I look in the direction of the noise.
Okay. You can after a few minutes you can start to see the trees moving, and then you make out the shape and face of Harlow.
I look him in the eyes and I say, I didn't think I could get any wetter. But here I am.
Like, nod. And I run. "Yeah, well, you look wet as hell, but you look freezing too." And I kind of run over and like kneel down and kind of try to cradle her giant.
You come up kneeling down, probably just your head's a little past her waist, maybe.
Yeah. So, but no, I thought she was like laying on the embankment.
I caress the back of his head.
Guess not.
And I'm let me warm you, and I kind of like hold her, and then I'm
Quick, I might
I'm
go to
getting this-
hypothermia soon. We should take our clothes off.
do I know what hypothermia is? I don't want to ruin the mood.
Yeah, I mean, you know. I don't want to cold body problems bad.
Take our clothes off and make love to me, or I will die.
Make a persuasion check.
I believe her.
Oh, never mind.
17.
I believe her.
Okay. This is the very first sexual encounter we've had.
Whoa!
in this campaign. Well, like, they're about to do it.
Oh, yeah,
I thought that already happened with him once.
Clear the table, evidently.
Well, but like we're
Oh, we're acting.
no
this
go.
We're going through.
Hey, I just got.
If you're under the age of 18, please turn off the stream right now.
You see Harlow take off his shirt, bearing this completely smooth chest.
Oh.
Rippling abs. He disrobes his bottom half and
No. I just chest first,
Okay, so just chest
and then
first.
and then I gracefully reach up to her chest and I start peeling back her upper layer. I peel it off her shoulders and reveal her perfect form.
Do you allow this?
I allow it.
As you do, you notice that she was wearing leathers, looked a little pudgy, but it's very tight up at the top. As you kind of work the leather around and you get it down and you pull it down, you see the extent of her mass. Oh, as the
She's been cultivating mass, okay?
She's been cultivating mass. As the leather is removed, you find this to be very attractive. As she is, it's almost like hidden.
It's like a roll of biscuits. Like,
wealth of woman behind the leather that is now revealed to you.
oh.
I thought I saw the woman within, but now I see the woman without. And then I go down on her.
We will fast forward now that we've made it.
Back to the
Okay,
the rest of the party.
Just to check in, how is my body temperature?
I go down on her icy loins.
Yeah.
Am I back yet?
No, you are at the point. I was going to let this play out. You need to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Even with his body heat.
Well, a couple things. Your
little.
blood is now leaving your center where it had constricted, and now going elsewhere, which is causing you to get even. This is how it works, right?
This is biology, folks.
You're the healthcare professional.
Anatomy.
I mean,
That
It's
makes
all
sense to me.
physiology.
U.S. education system.
That would be counterproductive, right? To keeping you warm, sexual activity.
I would think your body wouldn't even like let the blood flow. You know.
You make the call here. Just be honest.
I guess it would depend
You're the DM.
what stage of hypothermia I was in before this.
You are just getting there.
Like, can you give me
Sexually?
a temperature?
1d4 worth of damage if you fail your con throw. So
That's helpful. Carol.
Would that give me a temperature?
Interact.
no, that's
47 degrees.
It's whatever.
You were just in
stages.
ice freezing water, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
Does the cunnilingus help or not?
It would help.
The hypothermia.
It wouldn't. It probably wouldn't save me, but it would help.
Okay, so you now.
I don't know how you would equate that into.
You
this.
get a free round of not having to roll 1d4 or to make a con saving throw as you are lit warm.
but can I tell how freezing she is?
Terribly cold.
I look up. I say,
Right.
you're freezing. This can wait. Well, no, it can't. And then I go back at it.
Okay, so y'all are doing that. We'll come back to you and your con saving throws shortly. You feel this thing like flapping around inside your shirt, and then emerges a creature
I felt something
very, very, very similar to the one that had just disappeared, floating next to you.
Can I see it?
I run.
Yeah,
up.
I'm right behind him.
What'd I miss?
Well,
Wait, what? Is it back?
yeah. Appears so. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hello. You speak now.
I'm Sprethona.
Oh, well, it's great to meet you, Sprethona. My name is
Spoke the
Andre.
words and stuck your hands in my river.
Wait,
Yes.
weren't you just in the river?
I just emerged from his back.
Wait, we weren't in the river. We just saw one in the river.
Yeah, who was just here?
Wasn't me. And I don't know if any sisters or brothers. I don't know.
That's so strange.
Well, I'm Fee.
Fee, I'm Sprethona. It's a pleasure to meet you.
She kind of flutters out over the river a little bit.
This is my 16th brown glass.
Well, hot diggity. We were kind of hoping to cross it.
Oh, that's going to be a bit of trouble now that you've got no bridge.
Perhaps you could make one.
Ah, that's beyond my power, I'm afraid.
Is there any
we've
way you
hauled-
can get us across this river?
When there's a will, there's always a way. I'm spread out. I've got things that I can do.
Wait, also, we just lost one of our own down the river. Do you know anything about that?
She made it out. She made it out just fine. She's gonna be cold, but she's fine.
Wait, where's Harlow?
He ran after her.
You guys do. Anybody has a passive perception over 14 because you're not. If you're actively looking for Harlow,
There's a raging river, you know.
Like I said, he ran screaming.
Yeah. Raging River. You're gonna know which direction he went.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they could hear the activities.
I was about to, but they had Raging River. That's a good point. So, yeah. You saw which direction he ran.
So, Sprethona, what kind of things could you do to help us get across? And what would you ask for in return?
Yeah, I can make you float across.
Oh, well, that'd be very kind of you.
Floating would be great.
Absolutely. There's only one thing that Sprethona wants in return.
What's that?
Just a conversation. I want you to give me some answers.
My
I'll
mouth's
give
a
any
little
answers
full
I
at the
have.
moment. I say from the bushes.
Did you hear something?
No.
No.
Talking with a mouthful.
Hopefully it's not salad. I heard that causes indigestion.
It even does in me.
He's tossing this.
Yeah.
It's not a hard answer I need, but it's an answer nonetheless. If you fail, I'm not gonna give you any help.
Alrighty. Well, we'll give you the best shot we've got.
All right, I'm gonna repeat this one time, and you only get it once. But here's my riddle. Listen well. I'm Sprethona, and I'm here to tell. Sadness paints her figure. Anger is her love. A dance she dances for the men, but her lips none will ever touch. Who is she?
Ain't McNob.
Sadness. Her figure.
I'll say it in normal voice, but only once. Sadness paints her figure. Anger is her love. A dance she dances for the men, but her lips none will ever touch.
Sadness paints her figure. Anger is her love. Lips are there. What's another term for lip?
How far
Vagina.
across is the river?
150 feet, about.
It's
Say
a
something
very
to
big
the
river.
Sadness paints your figure.
It's winter's kiss.
We all huddle up and start thinking.
Yeah.
Take your time. I'm just gonna flutter over my river.
Okay, thank
Should we cut back to them while we try to figure this out?
He is now, and I will say, not to give anything away, but
She's as satisfied as she's ever been.
yes. Now, the riddle is contained within the world, so it's not something. It's not going to be like Yogi Bear. So just know it's contained.
That was my guess.
Contained in the world.
Is it there?
Shit, really? As Harlow completes phase 1.
Multi-phase.
Just gonna like zone this part out so I can think about this riddle.
No, y'all's Raucous Woods romp is come to an end. You are still very wet from the river.
Can I tell the difference?
Yeah.
I can?
Yeah.
Oh man.
One
Is this
cold wet?
Seems most of this is river.
Well, my clothes are off, so I'm probably not wet anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, well, yeah,
From the river.
sure. Clothes are soaking wet, but we'll just say by the time all said and done, for the most part, you're dry. A little sweaty, but dry.
Okay.
Sweaty.
And still very
Sadness'
cold.
figure.
Still cold.
Yeah, sadness paints her
Because
figure.
of this, we'll say
Anger is her
not
love.
hypothermic.
Something about
Sam,
dances for men.
there is
Dances for
metal
men,
in her
her
lips.
lips,
you will not be able to get this. It deals
For some
with
reason, I'm
world
thinking about,
stuff
like,
that
a rainbow, but
you
that's probably not.
I don't think you've heard about.
You never know.
Well, then that's a good hint
Yes.
because a layperson couldn't guess it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good hint.
Everybody else
What
has.
did he say?
So
Well,
he said
why
I
would
wouldn't be able to
McNobb-
guess it because it's world specific.
Oh.
And he hasn't heard it yet.
And we did other stuff. We did phase 2 and phase 3, by the way. After phase 3, you are a special lady. And I kind of caress her kind of right kind of hip roll. and it kind of like jolts and jiggles. And I say, shall we return to the group? And I kind of start picking up her clothes and laying them back over her.
Let's return.
And I do that, and I take her hand and lead her through
The path that you made.
the path I made back to the group.
Okay. As you guys are sitting here thinking, Sprethana's kind of like fluttering around over the river, and you see Harlow lead a naked
I slide her
Slavin
clothes kind of back over her.
back over her on
Get her cold again?
Oh,
Yeah, they are wet.
Did you resist the clothes getting on you when you were cold? Like, no.
No.
Okay,
Okay.
so she's wearing wet clothes.
Like draped over her?
I was trying to drape them like onto her. When,
So
like,
you're
I was trying to
are you
help.
dressing
I'm
her?
trying to help dress
Okay,
her.
you get dressed in your wet clothes? Okay.
Yeah.
I
I'll
need
do
my
it.
timer.
Fee, as I come out, strike up a bonfire like you've never struck before.
There's
You
one
see
right behind me.
Yeah, one's going.
Strike it twice the size.
I cast bonfire on top of the bonfire.
Yours to the same size.
And
And then I sit back down and plug my
lead
ears and
McNobb
keep
hurriedly
thinking.
over to the fire to warm.
I sit by the fire and begin to warm.
Okay.
But then I notice the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
the same spirit that
Come on and
earlier,
jump in.
Doesn't say that.
and I just shoot at the finger.
Oh!
You son of a bitch.
Do you shoot at the finger and say that?
Yes. That water was freezing cold.
I don't understand the hostility.
I draw my sword.
Madness?
No, I don't draw my sword.
Okay.
But I'm unamused by the spirit.
Okay.
Don't mind me. I'm just fluttering. You get one answer, and before you get to say Sprethana, I know who she is. And then you guess.
What are y'all contemplating?
Maybe it's Sprethana herself.
Anger is her love. I don't.
He should just said it's not.
The fact
I
that
haven't heard the riddle bear say that.
the fact that
Don't metagame.
the fact that she dances for men, but her lips will never touch, makes me think it's something in the sky, maybe saloon on one of the moons. But then the anger and the I don't get it.
Have you all encountered
If
any
only
other
we had a
female
religious
spirits?
cleric here who wasn't in another land like Florida.
Wait, did you write this down right? Sadness point figure?
Paints.
Paints her figure.
Paint, not that's an A.
Oh.
Sadness paints her figure.
Yeah,
Anger
I
is
put
her
paint
love.
figure, anger is
something
love.
about
Yeah, I mean, it's
dances for men,
shorthand.
but her lips they'll
I
never
see.
touch. Sorry, I'm looking at a map. What?
A map?
You emailed us the map.
Oh, that's it right there? Oh, on your phone. I was like, that doesn't look like a map.
I'm trying to find it at least.
It's certainly
What
it's
dance
certainly
is-
the blue moon.
Is that
That's saloon is the blue moon, but I don't
is
think it's
anger
that.
the love?
You have a blue moon, you have a red moon, anger is her love. Dances
How?
for
No,
men.
wait. What do you mean anger is? What? How does that say moon?
Anger. A
It's
red
red.
moon is anger.
But how? Red
Do
is
you
the
not
color
know
of
the
anger.
language
and
of
love.
poetry?
Lips of the moon?
Make an intelligence check. Make a religion check.
Oh,
Actually,
help him.
both of you. Oh,
Well, I was the first one to say saloon. I must wait, but I don't know.
this was for a particular thing. Do it with advantage. That's because everybody's. Although I don't know if you do that.
Thank God you got advantage.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, well,
my
I mean,
first
it's
one,
almost
right.
like putting your heads together.
But to recall something somebody else knows.
But not both.
Yeah, I guess it
right?
depends if he's
This, I
doing
mean,
this out
everybody's.
loud.
Yeah.
Intelligence, you said?
Religion.
Oh, religion. That's 16.
You have clearly forgotten the tale, so it seems, of Saloon and Capiso. But as you are trying to recall it,
I remember it.
you remember it. No, you just know that there's possibly more to the color of the moon that would connect with anger.
Well, the other one's red. Capiso's red, and saloon's blue, and they make a purple night sky together. That's what I get as far as the color.
And they dance across.
They
the
dance
night
across
sky.
the sky, but men's lips.
Well, I mean, are they gonna go
Lips,
kiss the moon?
like the craters?
Isn't the answer Selene, the name of the blue moon?
I mean, so
Saloon or Celine is
they
the...
dance in love together.
well,
Across the
is-
sky, Selene
is
and the
her-
red one
yeah.
was
Well,
Capiso.
Capiso, yeah, I guess.
Capiso.
Well, I guess if you call if they're in love, yeah, that's a saloon. I say that to them.
That's not how you gotta give your answer.
Oh, great,
Sprethana, I know who she is.
Sprethona, Her name is Saloon.
You still literally not just
I know who she is.
Sprathana, I know who she
Sprathana, I
Who
know who
is
she
she?
is. She is Saloon.
is. You see her kind of down into the river.
Damn it!
I walk over the river. I try to walk over the river and see what happens.
Okay. I mean, moments after she goes in, she emerges from the river. You did it! And she's going up. She flies over. Where are y'all all standing? Are y'all kind of all by the fire?
I'm in between the bank and the fire.
I had
Closer
just
to the
walked a
bank.
couple steps back because I was kneeling by the riverbank, so that's where I was.
As all this interaction goes on, I look over at McNob at my brilliance and I wink at her.
I sheepishly grin.
As Sprathana flies over you, sprinkling some sort of dusty particle on each of you, flying over each of you a little bit. And as the particles kind of rest on your shoulders, you feel yourself become very light, almost weightless.
Thank you, Sprathana, but before I cross, may I ask one question of you?
Please.
Or possibly
Well, I
multiple.
just gave you the ability to float, but what's up?
Do you pay attention to the workings of the nearby town, Battle?
Eh? Not particularly. What's the name of it?
Gibraltar.
I ain't never heard of that. I ain't heard nobody mention it.
Gibraltar.
Anybody want to help me? I forgot the name of the town.
I'm already trying to walk on water.
The town the Hebrides.
Gargill.
Have you heard of the town the
Garrigal.
Hebrides?
Do you know
I
much
ain't
of
heard nothing
Garrigal?
about it.
Do you know much of Garrigal?
I don't. I've heard people mention it, but I know nothing about its particulars.
Have you seen any people mention it in all black clothing? With kind of hooded figure, maybe refer to themselves as the Hebron?
I have not heard any hooded black figures mention Gargill.
Okay, well, all right, well, thank you so much anyways. And then I just cross the river.
Okay.
Across
You
the
seen
river.
any goblins?
Don't forget my dog.
Oh! She did forget your dog. No, we'll say she sprinkled
The
your
dog jumped in after you and
Is this like in Peter Pan how they sprinkle the fairy dust and we all
it's
kind
less-
of lifting up
it's
and the
less-
dog lifts up and he has the chain and he's like,
poor Nana.
It's less against your will, but I mean, it's like a small push can send you floating.
as Andre crosses the river, I look at him in suspicion and I look over everybody else and I kind of take a few like jumps.
Okay. As you do, you come off the ground, and as you're in the air, it's almost as if you can control it, not with your mind, but almost like with a little swimming motion and some determination and some pointing of the head. You can start to direct where you're going.
I'm moving.
Okay. So what's everybody? So you've got Nana.
Across.
We named the dog Nana.
He just Hugo just did.
Oh, poor Nana. Is
Nana
Nana doing this?
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything interesting like on the river that I noticed while I'm going across it? Like, ooh, look,
Like 1,000 gold, perhaps?
Yeah,
Probably.
1,000 gold on an island.
Probably that big tree that I saw that never got to the bottom of.
Yeah, you do see a big tree. You see a lot of ice chunks, rocks,
on them, or-
trees floating down, debris. It's a very messy, murky river. What? Or y'all kind of all clumped? What are you doing? Where are you at?
I'm
I guess
just
we're
headed to the
floating
other
across
side.
the river right now.
Right.
I would just tried to go immediately, so it depends if they followed me or not.
Okay. Is everybody kind of having the same haste? So
I'm
you
gonna
guys-
take it. I'm kind of enjoying it.
Okay, so
a little bit.
Fee's lagging behind a little bit. You guys progress, and as you get halfway about over the river, the dog, Nana, everybody, you hear "fuck you," and all of y'all drop into the river. You're a little bit behind the rest of them.
This really happens.
This is really happening.
Fuck.
How close are we? You're about halfway. He's a little behind. As you drop into the river, the water absolutely freezing cold. You're rushing downstream. There is rocks and debris and ice all in the way. Everybody make a strength saving throw.
What? Fuck you.
Nat 20 plus 8.
Okay.
Man, the nat 20s, like we rolled 3 nat 20s in one round.
Yeah. That was my first one of the night. I was getting jealous.
11?
Oh, I rolled a nat 20!
Holy shit! 15.
Okay.
15.
5. You
Wait,
two.
I'm doing something. Just give me a moment.
Okay. I'll pause for a bit.
Well, you could take on what some of us.
Yeah, you can explain some stuff if you want,
What
or you want me
happens
to.
to some of us.
But I'm turning into a. God, this is gonna be brutal. A large crocodile.
Oh God!
On impact.
Okay, as you hit the water, you guys, I guess you don't see because you're struggling with surviving right now. Nana, fucking gone. Feet, what is it, like a 14, 15-foot crocodile? Just this massive crocodile. You just plop down in the water. Still very cold, but you will have advantage on your strength checks as you are with
so that actually
built for swimming. You are now able to just push through
He's
it.
cold-blooded, so he can,
You and you, correct.
pretty quickly or slowly.
Wait, what does this mean?
Hey, don't listen to
Crocodiles are
his
cold-blooded.
I know. Does that mean he's?
So he can't.
No, I'm a reef shark. I said reef shark.
He can move well, but his constitution saving throws when he get. So maybe you're.
I'm going back to the bank.
Okay.
Yeah, his strength in water would be strong, but his endurance in
Would
water
be low.
Like
So
his
you're going
ability
back.
to laugh.
You're not going forward.
No.
Okay.
I'm close to the bank.
No, but
You're
you're in
marginally. Everybody's in the middle. You're marginally closer to the bank.
for the span
fuck.
of the river. You probably
I thought
go
it was
across.
near
you
the
probably
bank.
go across. You're in the middle. basically.
Titties. All right, I'm moving.
It's up to you. You can do what you want. I just need to know.
I mean, if they're essentially equidistant, then I'm going to go the direction I was headed, I guess.
Equidistance. You, and you. I think. What was yours?
15.
Yeah. You guys. Even though you hit the shock of the cold water, you managed to barely avoid a rock as you're now going downstream very quickly, but still swimming laterally across the river. You and you, Hugo and Dudley. You guys kind of land near each other, kind of get tangled, and you're both heading straight for this large rock. Both of you smash into it, taking 1d6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Can I do
and you're
something
momentarily
before that?
pinned, not because of the failed strength, but now you can. Before you make another one. You're momentarily pinned, and then you kind of roll out the other side of it.
Can I grapple?
I'm sorry?
Can I grapple the rock?
You can try.
Alright.
Do you want to try grapple the rock?
I don't know.
Okay, because as you hit, you got all this water rushing towards you. You hit, and it's almost like a brief undertow where it kind of sucks you down, and then you pop up and you kind of roll around the far side of
Yeah,
it.
the leeward side of the rock. Just kind of chilling there.
The leeward side.
As the current is rushing around.
If you want to try to stay, make a strength check to see if you can.
I kind of just want to stay with you, go.
Okay, so both of y'all, you're cruising back down the river. Do you want to? Everybody's about to make another strength saving throw. Do you want to do something?
What
before
did my nat 20 give me?
You didn't
Hit the rock.
hit the rock.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to enter into a rage.
Okay. As the cold water just shocks your system, and you go.
It was more the fuck
How
you.
did she
The
get out
fuck
of the
you
river
got
so
me.
easily
I was
earlier?
mad.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who?
How did she get out? So,
She's not-
so
she's not
easily
out.
Earlier? But like
No,
earlier,
earlier,
she was
3
right
feet
out
away.
Because she
Got oral
jumped.
sex.
She jumped.
We were over the middle of the river.
This is 150 feet. She was 3 feet in. We were
Yeah.
75 or so.
True.
You looking something up? You can.
Yeah.
Everybody else can go ahead and do their strength rolls, and you can
I've got
do yours
advantage.
now if you want, or wait till after you.
I don't need advantage.
Nat 20.
Yes.
I rolled a 17.
I just rolled nat 20s twice.
Is this where you die?
Guys, if there was ever a time where I rolled
17.
nat 20s, this is the worst. Like, do we even get
I'm
anything?
very slowly swimming
I'm gonna
towards
piss
the
in this
other
river
side,
right
I
there.
guess.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna start peeing in it.
I'm going to, as best as I can, since Dudley is closest to me, urge him to get to the rest, swim to the others, and then cast Misty Step in rapid succession toward the other side.
Okay. For you. Okay. So you So once you misty step, boom, 6 seconds, misty step, boom. How many feet do you get?
30 each one.
Okay,
But
so you
only
need-
yeah, I can only do it twice.
You've gone a little bit of distance, even though you hit the rock. We'll say you just need 2, and you'll be
Near the
close, possibly there. Okay, so as you're floating down, you hit the rock. You hear.
By the way, I
Yes.
didn't know this before, but I've got a Lightfoot halfling racial trait. Weird. Lucky. So I could re-roll a 20-sided die for a saving throw. I didn't know that. Can I redo that?
Yeah. Do you get 3 a day on that, or is that
18?
Okay. Okay. Now everybody. Did anybody have below a 16?
I did. Oh wait, yeah.
You got a 1?
I had a 12.
Okay.
I won't say anything.
Dead ground.
It was like,
You don't need to because you're gonna. Well, actually, no. You'll make it, and then you'll essentially skip this one. You'll have to do the next one. So then you get a freebie on this one. Yeah, because that 6-second gap. But you get a freebie here. Everybody.
Mind, it's only when I roll a 1. So.
Okay. Nobody, or no, you, again, as you hit the rock, you bounce off, you see Hugo just dart ahead of you, 30 feet, exactly.
No, I told you, swim to the other
As
side.
you're swimming down,
we'd be ahead of him.
Yeah.
I didn't get any boots.
You never rolled out. you see the others swimming a bit ahead of you. You look downstream. You see coming up. You're at the back edge of where it looks like a big tree has been pinned against 2 rocks, and you see the water's just roiling here. As you trying to swim away from it, you get close, but the edge of the water, you as well. You and Slobin. Saban is Miss McNobb. You as well. Both get smashed by the river into this dam of sorts. You get sucked under the water, and you're caught beneath the water, pressed up against what appears to be just a winter melt's worth of debris that has just accumulated where this large tree got caught between these 2 rocks. Make a strength saving throw, both of you 2.
So strength saving is just I add the strength modifier?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you have a
no,
special
you have
saving
saving
throw
throw.
one, so you
So-
got +5 instead of +3 on them.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
So saving throws are these ones.
Yeah,
As opposed
earlier
to
he
these
just
ones, but
said
they're the same for you.
strength check.
Yeah, that's that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
9.
9. Both of you make a Constitution saving throw as you're now underwater, pinned up against this debris.
8.
8. 3. Okay. Again, the air, because of the adrenaline, is just escaping from your lungs, and now you're starting to feel panicked. Make strength saving throws one more time. Well,
Are we all just slowly?
y'all are working your way.
7.
18.
Okay, you, Dudley, you manage to get to the other side, and as you pull around and push yourself out, you just bob up, and as you're still floating down the stream, make a Constitution saving throw. You may be getting sent home early tonight.
14.
Yep. Okay, as now the air is gone, and you start almost contracting. Your lungs start contracting. You feel that burn, and your vision's starting to go to fall in on itself. Make now one more strength saving throw.
10. I'm sorry, 12.
Now, do another Constitution saving throw.
22.
Okay. Somehow, even though your vision started to close in on itself, you manage to reach your hand out one last time, and you feel the edge of something, and it gives you but a moment of
Harlow's cock to the rescue.
a moment of lucidity. Strength saving throw. See if you can pull yourself out.
20.
As you grab this and you manage to throw yourself around the side of the rock, bobbing up, gasping for breath, partly because of the cold, partly because you have no air in your lungs. You have survived. Everybody, one more strength saving throw. You with advantage. You do it. You're gonna get your misty step. We're just gonna see if you take any damage
18.
first. Same.
18 as well.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's what you need. You need 18 for this one.
Oh.
Soft 20.
14.
19.
Okay.
Soft 20.
I got 18 as well.
Yeah, okay, you're the only one. As you get up, like gasping your breath, not really worrying about swimming forward at this point. Again, there's a bunch of rocks that are in front of you now that are kind of creating this churning undertow watery thing, and you go right into it and almost ping-ponging off of the rocks. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw. You're going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
12.
Okay. Plus 1 point of bludgeoning damage. Make another strength saving throw as you're just getting ping-ponged off these rocks.
Ping pong, ping pong.
19.
Okay. As you only end up take what was that? 7 total, or was it 6 total?
6.
Okay. As you end up. Oh shit. Luke, I need some tints for music. As you end up getting out of this cheese grater, ping pong water smasheroo, and manage to drag your way up to shore, the furthest downstream, by quite a bit, soaking wet, all of you soaking wet, but you have all made it to the other side of the Brine Glass River.
Immediately turn back into a druid and cast create bonfire.
Okay.
A safe distance in front of me.
I don't know what.
Well, no, I'm a druid. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody, I'm sure you've noticed, but under the circumstances, considering how cold you are, you may not have noticed there was a large 14-foot crocodile swimming next to you.
Very
I'm just rolling for
slowly
myself to see if
swimming.
I notice. I noticed.
Okay.
I just want to know if my character noticed he just turned into a giant crocodile and back from
what did you get? Above 15?
17. I don't know what I'm rolling.
Okay. It's just a perception. It's normally passive, but if you're...
Okay, so soft 22.
Okay.
And I'm looking
I just want to know if I
Right.
in my mind.
Yeah, in the future, it probably would have been with disadvantage in the future given the situation.
I'll do disadvantage.
I rolled the exact same. Okay. So y'all all are across bonfire. You can see your companions again being on the edge of the river. The fact that they're on the edge of the river, you can see them about 30 feet up. But it is, as you're dragging yourself out of the river, a very dense forest.
I take that sword out and I just slam it down into the ground next to the bonfire, maybe like 2 feet away.
Okay.
Disrobe all my clothes and hang them on the sword so they'll dry.
I'm trying to throw wood on the bonfire.
Yeah, I'm taking off as many clothes as I can and pressing them down and casting prestidigitation to warm them up.
Oh shit!
As much
How
as
do you do all
possible.
these things?
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna cast heat metal on the sword, but you beat me to it.
I feel like that would do it instantly, right? Can't you?
Yeah, you can cast it up to 3 times, but it only covers a cubic foot each time. That's why.
Okay.
You can cast it 3 times at once.
Here's a logistics
that,
question. I don't know. If
Where
I was
my clothes
wet as a
stupidly,
crocodile
so-
and I changed back, am I wet
dumped
as
them all
a gnome?
over you.
That's a good question. We'll
not.
say for the purposes of this, because you said you changed as soon as you hit the water as a gnome.
Oh,
And we'll
okay.
deal with this later if we have to.
Okay,
So we'll
well
say
then
you're
I'm
wet.
also drying my clothes.
I would think he would be wet, but his clothes wouldn't.
But he hit. If he said he hit.
Yeah. No, I'm just
Oh, in
saying
the
in
future?
the other situation, like if he had transformed
That
midair.
could be. That
Because
makes
like
sense. Yeah.
your
But then, of
clothes and
course,
stuff
he changes
warp
back
into
so
you.
his clothes get.
Yeah, his
almost
like
decent.
the outside of his clothes would be dry and like the inside would be wet. That'd be funny.
I like this.
In
House
any event,
rule.
I'm drying my clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You make it back to camp and you see, I believe, 5 naked
Well,
party members.
And I'm peeing in the river as revenge.
I never
I'm
chose
not
to
even.
head
I'm just
back to
standing
camp.
next to the fire.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm out of the water.
You're out of the
I'm a
water.
little shocked.
Yeah.
Not really with it right now to think of creating fire. Plus, I'm a barbarian and don't have powers. I look around.
Okay.
What do I see?
You see a very dense, thick forest in front of you, and behind you a very rapid roaring river.
And then the fire.
You can see
Upstream.
They probably aren't lighting this on the bank, so you could see them about 30 feet up
Oh,
or so.
30 feet.
But now they've progressed inland, I imagine, to light
Just
the fire.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I
10, 15 feet.
Yeah, from here you can't see them. You can, and with the
Okay.
river, probably can't hear them.
Anything downstream worth noting?
Make a perception check.
a frigid perception check.
Thanks. 20.
You see
High rollers.
10,000 goblins.
You see 10,000 goblins. No, you do manage to catch far down the river some movement. It looks like on your side of the bank. It almost like in the brush. but it's quite far away. This is you're seeing it because the river.
I take a
curves
mental
this
note.
way.
I head up to the fire.
Okay. Get to the fire. Now you see mostly, I guess, 4 unclothed party members and one
And
very
shivering next to the
shivery.
And some not for the first
Halfling.
time.
I waste no time and get naked.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we'll say you guys take some time to.
Eyes averted, gentlemen. We have a lady in our presence, but I stare directly at her.
I allow it.
As I'm like at the river, I'm screaming at it like I'm pissing into you. How does that feel? Just screaming it out as loud as I can.
You
Get slapped.
you hear nothing.
A slight dribble comes out of your dick. Where you roll a piss check. Did you have any piss stored?
He's shy. He's pea shy.
You hear nothing.
Okay.
I share with the guys that I saw, I don't know, a rustling, some movement downstream. Not sure what it is. Maybe we should check it out, or maybe we should keep going.
Okay.
What time is it?
It is right now close to pretty much dark. Like you are getting there.
Well, I think it might be a good idea to actually head to that cabin that the hunter had, the one that died. Be a good place to set up camp for the night.
Well, how far off are we from it now? We don't really know where we are.
Do you notice on the map it's about equidistant? The road from the town to the river as the road is from the river to the cabin.
So that took us like half a day.
Yeah.
Heavens to Betsy. That sounds like a long way.
You might have not. Would you have suggested that? If you.
Well, I mean,
Notice it was
after
an
looking at the
8-hour
map, I mean, I suggested it, but now that I've looked at the map, I might not be able to make it there tonight. I'm afraid to camp in these woods, and I'm sure as hell not camping near that goddamn river.
I've never
spirit.
known Andre to be afraid of anything. I look at Andre kind of perplexed.
Not afraid. I'm just not
Okay.
stupid.
Well then, Harlow.
You said afraid. No, I was just following.
Well then, Harlow, you can take first watch.
If
I
we,
curl up to go to sleep.
And y'all are now 100 feet south or downstream of the path.
if we want to set up
100,
camp, I
that's
think
not
I
as
can
bad
help
as I
us.
thought.
Just give me about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I'll spend the next 11 minutes
Casting prestidigitation.
casting Leoman's tiny hut.
Oh! What?
So
Level 4 or 5?
what?
Wow, the power.
This is a dome, 10-foot radius, so 20-foot diameter. It lasts for 8 hours. No creatures can enter the space, but anyone can exit it. Whoever starts in it.
Can we have a fire in it?
Yes.
Do you
yeah.
explain all this to us as well?
Yeah, I would explain.
As he does this, I kind of eye up Hugo almost jealously as I kind of recall the 20 years I spent with Alden, and then I kind of look at my spell book.
It's empty and wet.
How many years did you spend at the Spire under Alden and the other professors? What was that?
Oh, I can't remember exactly, but
Shy of 20 though, wasn't it?
Now, what's a year?
Shy. How many cycles? How many cycles? Shy of 20 cycles.
I was there a while. I can't really remember.
Well, they should have taught you well.
Uh,
I kind
some
of
of
type
these
my
things
spells
are
back in my pocket.
I thought you were a bard.
While he's doing this, should we?
As he says that, and while we're doing this, I pull up my loot and I start strumming.
Wet loot. I'm gonna make a perception check.
Okay. Wait, what are you?
Whether I trust if he's
Insight.
just a bard or not. He just mentioned having 20 years of
Okay, insight check.
insight check.
So anyone's welcome to keep watch, but this should keep us safe throughout the night.
In that case, I won't keep
I'm
watch.
going to sleep.
It's 12.
Okay. Deception, persuasion.
Oh, I was just.
check.
I am a bard. So, he believes I'm a bard.
Yeah, but I think
Did you?
Oh wait. Oh, I have to roll. Yeah. I thought you failed the check.
Well,
Oh no, I failed my roll.
Okay. Were you? I mean, you were.
I was alluding that I'm a bard, but I guess he doesn't believe me.
Well, it depends. Are you lying?
Clearly a bard.
Oh, I was telling the truth that I was a
Okay,
bard.
then you believe he's a bard.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but merely. So does
Merely
he?
a
You
bard.
do it roll like a history.
Oh
or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
if he
You
understands.
you would know that, especially
If he inquired further, I would maybe tell him kind of the backstory of that.
there are various
Relationship.
bards you've heard tale about that have powers beyond normal musical or storytelling powers. But
Well,
to the
20 years.
I'll say yes.
magical study.
You don't know if it's
set you
magical
straight,
studies.
Dudley. I spent 20 years traveling with Alden. Alden, the great professor of illusions, but retired. Yes, he taught me a lot about the love of music and all things beautiful. And as I said, I glance over at McNob. But he also taught me other things.
You look at McNaught.
And I
again.
I stare deep into his eyes. Magical things. And I cast a minor illusion of the hut that he's just created over us in my hand. And then I poof it out of existence, and I go back to strumming.
That is amazing.
Afraid to have.
Everybody's in the hut.
I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Going to
It's
sleep.
opaque, but
Okay. Is nobody stand up to keep watch?
Isn't
Oh, I'm
something
staying
like
on
evening
watch.
night? Check
Per fee suggestion and demand.
I mean, oh yeah, I'll.
McNob. I call out to her across the dome.
It's pretty small, right?
Yeah, it's
Like,
only
Just
20
20
feet.
feet.
I still call out.
No
to her.
privacy.
Kind of like a no.
I'm here.
Would you keep me company on this fine night with whoever else wants to keep watch?
Once I'm in my bedroll, I'll also pull out the pyramid.
Let's do this, and then we'll come to this.
So I'll flip it open, press the button.
Flip it open, press the button. Last time you had tinkered with this object, the same thing happens. The object lights up. Give me a second, and I'll find the colors. But unlike after you had pressed one of the sides and nothing happened, this time it lights up. Bear with me, just one itty bitty second. I know it starts with blue.
It's like blue, red,
Mm-hmm.
white.
No, it's yellow and green, I thought, wasn't it?
I thought there was a white side.
I don't think there's a white side.
I thought it was yellow and green because I thought it was going to be one of those Simon
Like
Says
blue,
things.
red, yellow, green.
Okay.
To buy some time. Oh.
Didn't you choose blue last time?
Yeah.
The side facing you again, blue, red, yellow, green. Second, switches. Now the side immediately to your right, blue, red, yellow, green is now facing you.
I'll press the button.
Okay. So it moves once and you press the button?
Yeah.
Okay. You press the button and again, the lights flicker off the top. Shuts.
I thought last time I pressed it and the colors stopped. And then I pressed a side. I like fidgeted with one of the sides.
So the colors moved around just a second on each side, and when you press one of the sides, that's when it
Oh,
stopped.
then I would have done the same thing as I did the previous night.
Do you remember you're gonna have to keep track of this.
Yeah, so the first night I pressed it when the blue was on the left-hand side. Like it had rotated 3 times, I think,
Okay.
at that point.
Okay.
So this time I will have pressed the blue on the right-hand side.
So it had moved one time.
Yeah.
Okay. Reaching around, press the blue
I'm gonna have
and
to take notes because
shuts. So you've now pressed the blue on the first
First rotation side.
the first rotation and the final rotation before returning.
As he's doing this, I run over and I grab it and I pull it into my cloak and say, "Fool of a toque!" I don't do that.
Oh wow! Yeah, make me a perception check. One of you, or with one of you, both of you, or one with advantage. Because everybody's kind of bedding down for the night.
I'm gonna go with my advantage because I rolled the same thing twice. It was a 9, but I think a +4.
You all are
I
sleeping.
may check. I think it's a +4.
The cold and the day wearing on you, especially you having not ventured far out of Gargill ever. 13. You do hear outside the hut that you're in, which is camouflaged to some degree, I believe, right? It's a shimmering.
Yeah.
You can see it, but it's.
Yeah.
You do hear
like an amazing
you do hear
smell.
the crunch of leaves and sticks, and perhaps the sound of some kind of sniffing.
Can I investigate it? Like, kind of look through the dome, and is it transparent? Can I like look for the sound?
I think
Yes.
it's opaque.
So from the inside, it's transparent out.
Oh.
From the outside, I can choose whatever color it is, but it is opaque.
Okay.
So it would just be like
If I leave, can I return?
no, I don't think so.
But he's explained that.
Yeah.
That
See?
you can only pass through.
He
But
said
yeah,
he
so I hear
explained
that
everything.
sound,
He said he
and I
knows.
say, McNob, do you hear that?
You do see, since you can see through it, you do see a very large wolf on the outside of
I throw
the
some
dome,
food.
sniffing. You throw some food outside of the dome. As it lands on the ground 10 feet out, you see the wolf and turn around and run towards it. You see two other wolves from the shadows converge on this one spot, and the three of them sit there consuming whatever this is you threw out. After a very short amount of time, it's gone. And having seen
Unnaturally
where it
large?
came from, yeah.
Okay.
Having seen where it came from, they now return to start sniffing around the hut. They can't enter it without you. Okay. But they're now
I say,
investigating.
Hey, Wolfie. Hey, Wolfie.
Am I asleep or is this awakening us? The commotion?
You hear maybe, "Hey, Wolfie." Would that wake you up?
I am trying to say it quietly, not to
Okay,
awaken
probably
them,
not
but,
then.
but I'm just kind of seeing if they hear me. Yeah, Wolfie. I say that. Do they react at all to my?
I can.
Sound should be able to pass through.
Okay, yeah. You see them kind of perk up and
just
lower
smells
down
and
a little bit, and their haunches, this hair starts to perk up.
They're haunted.
I really want to test the capabilities of Hugo's magic, and he's told us nothing can pass through it. So I say, "Hey, Wolfie, come here, and I'm calling.
With that,
calling him
The
over.
house wolf?
You do. The one that's in the front lunges out with like a snarl at the hut. I need to know what happened.
Me too.
So if
All other creatures and objects other than the ones inside are barred from passing through.
Okay, so
So-
its face
but-
smashes into it and kind of
But
turns up.
you said if I leave, I can't return.
There's nothing. I'll have to look it up later. So here's what it says.
So
Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast the spell, can move through it freely. But I don't know if that means like you can exit and enter.
The way I have heard it,
It would be up
used,
to.
Yeah, for now, and you can check this, but I'm pretty sure if you get to choose who can enter and exit, you can't exit. I think if you exit, it disappears. But
Yeah, I'll have to look it up.
but I'm pretty sure y'all
Move through it freely.
I
sounds
think
like
so, yeah.
back and-
I guess that would make sense because if you put like half your hand out, you can bring it back.
right.
So did the wolf hitting it wake anybody up?
Yeah, it did make a. We'll just assume for the sake of this that it is similar to. No, it's like an arcane barrier, so it's just kind of like a smack, almost like glass, but a little electric-y.
now that the wolf's within reaching distance, I reach out to try to pet it and try to use animal handling to make a new friend.
Make an animal handling check as you reach out with disadvantage.
As he's doing this, I'm gonna begin ritual casting Speak with Animals. It's gonna take me 10 minutes.
Okay, you're awake for that? I guess you woke up when
You
it.
said we woke up from that.
Okay.
I thought.
Oh, he said
stay
we might
asleep?
have. I rolled
Sure.
and I figured
13.
I didn't.
13. You stick your hand out.
I was
He's a
confused.
sweet doggy. Very big doggy.
I got an 18
Bites
on
onto your hand
plus
and then
one,
begins
so
to
I'm
pull.
just-
Make
I got
a
Okay.
Bear with me.
Oh no.
Max, I hope you're ready.
I hope you don't like your hand.
You mean Harlow?
Harlow.
Max doesn't give a fuck about you.
Okay. Make a strength saving throw.
You harlot. Just kidding.
8.
Yeah,
on the hard
you
way.
get jerked out of the hut, and you find yourself on the ground in between 3 very large wolves. And so, as it begins,
That's
so your
that's
hut's
music.
right here. You've got.
Can I get my Andre?
Do you want a miniature?
I'm gonna put myself right here. You said the hut was the rock?
You can use this. I know you're barbarian.
Oh,
You
that's
can use
perfect.
that.
Yeah, just throw it around.
As you are now on the ground, pulled outside of the hut, and you are grappled. So
I'm guessing that's me, unless
this will have you by the arm, hanging on to you.
I go into barbarian rage,
that's-
and I
that's
draw
him.
my broadsword.
Okay, you are on the ground, so you do go into barbarian rage.
And I'm casting Blade Ward and all my things I can cast outside of combat that are
I
beneficial.
swing this sword. I climb to my feet, draw the sword, and bring it down.
so
Have we
you-
adjusted music at all? I think we could pump it up a little bit.
I can pump it up here.
Okay.
We could pump up the speakers maybe, right? I'm just curious what's gonna sound
I want
like.
to,
when
yeah,
we
I want to
listen.
feel the effect.
Hell yeah.
Okay, you cannot do that yet, but roll initiative. Everybody, if you're awake and you're
I'm not awake yet, but
okay,
did this wake me up?
this
Here, I'll
well,
just-
you would have heard a small,
I'm yelling as well.
and
Like,
yeah,
Okay.
you have the
I'll wait.
it's
17.
17. Okay.
But hell, we have an advantage being in an invincible dome right now.
Yeah.
Like, let's use this every battle.
Okay. We're just gonna start here. What'd you get?
18.
18. What'd you get?
Oh, sorry, 19.
19.
Plus 2.
Harlow.
13.
13. 7.
You can add your initiative modifier to it. I think it's up there.
17.
17. Harlow, what were you again?
13.
13. That's
I'm
what I thought.
really-
Hugo?
Also 13.
Oh. What's y'all's dex?
Plus
It's the same as your initiative.
Pretty sure. Okay.
well,
Plus 3.
Oh, you got some perks or something. Ooh.
Okay.
Plus, I can add no wait, that's tricks of the Jack of the Trades or whatever. I glare at him again. What did he teach you? 20 years!
Okay. Fee, you are up first.
All right. Well, I can
spells
cast.
don't pass through.
Spells don't?
No.
What? This
I
isn't-
would have explained this.
Okay, well, this is not the combat easy win that I thought it was.
Okay, well then I'm right here, and so I'm gonna. We've decided I can pass 2 and back, right?
crossbows.
So I'm gonna step.
Oh, can I shoot crossbows through?
No. Spells and other effects.
I'm gonna step just
Effects?
outside of the thing.
And I'll mark this just so you guys can see.
Yeah.
What is this?
Ranged weapon.
This is the hut.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw.
Oh! Oh! Okay, bear with me.
Right into the microphone.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Does everybody remember what they rolled?
13.
13,
Sadly,
apparently
yes.
magic.
I actually rolled a 20.
I know you were in front. I know this one. Oh, okay, actually.
This is the order that we do combat in. It's called initiative, so he puts us in order in every.
Do you remember where you
turn
were?
we
I was
take our
17.
turn in order.
Gotcha. Okay. Andre, no, you were.
I got a 1. I got a literal 1. So
6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I step right outside of it, just barely outside of it, and I'm going to throw ice knife.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 19 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
And I'm aiming kind of at this one that's the most visible to me. Actually, here, I'll aim at this. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm going to have to aim at this guy.
Okay.
And so 19 to hit, and that hits,
Yep.
right?
Yep, yep,
Okay. So 1d10 of initial damage. Only 2 for that part of it. And then make a,
Just for the one?
yeah.
Dex?
Wait, sorry. I thought I knew this spell better.
His feet pulls out his spell.
Throw a dex saving throw.
8.
No, that fails.
Okay.
Okay, so it is going to take that and everyone in a 5-foot radius, which I guess
They're all large, so they're all
within 5 feet. Okay, are going to take 4d6.
Oh shit! What was the first? What was your total damage in the other one?
It was just 2 at first.
Okay.
You want me to roll separate for each or no?
Just roll 1 and all.
Okay. So that's going to be 16.
Ooh!
Of freezing damage.
Okay.
And I step just back inside.
Thought you couldn't go back in.
Yeah,
we said move freely.
Only I can't leave. If I leave the spell area, then it dissipates.
It is as you guys see this little bitty gnome extend his hand, and out from it comes this sheet, this thin pole of ice that just extends from his palm, landing into the side of this massive wolf and exploding, and splinters of ice flash over into all of these wolves there. And
I don't know. That's what I was nervous about.
we'll say no, but very close.
Very close.
Into you. Now, the wolf that has you in his mouth, it is going to bite down on you with advantage because it's already got you in its mouth. Which is going to be 18 to hit.
So your armor is this right here. So because it's above, yes, it is.
Okay. That is going to be 6 points of damage, and almost simultaneously, as it's biting on your arm and then pulling, it's bringing up its left claw and just slashing into you. That's going to be 14 to hit.
Does that hit?
Yes. Okay. That is going to be.
The first roll you made it to see if it gets past your arm, and then the next.
So you said 6 of damage?
And then 6 plus.
1d6 damage earlier in the river.
Plus.
But you actually avoided that, right? Because you used your lucky.
Plus 5 points of slashing damage. Are you? And I don't think you're in a rage. So that's full damage.
Roll it. So you roll it. If you roll a 6, you take 6.
Okay.
Roll it.
Now, now this wolf that's right here is going to use its movement to 15 to run and try to go at you. Actually, right here. And it's going to run smack dab into the into the hut. It's going to let out a yelp, and as it does, it hits its head off, and then
do I get an opportunity
facing
attack
this
on
way?
it?
Probably not, because you're in the hut, and so you can't attack through it. As best I can tell.
Okay.
So it's going to use the rest of its movement to, after it can't get through the hut, to go over, and it's going to chomp down on your leg.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. The first one's going to be 12.
That does not hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, and the second one doesn't either. As it goes to bite out at you and then claw you, it's lost its balance as its head has just smacked into this arcane barrier, and it kind of stumbles and tries to bite you as it falls to the side, and then again lets out a slash, and somehow both of them miss. Schlaven.
I'll use Barbarian Rage.
Okay. Schlaven laying on the ground just.
What is that? How does that change?
You take half damage on bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing. And depending on what path you take, possibly other damage types, but they won't matter against wolves right now, I'm assuming. Unless these wolves also have psychic powers or some shit.
Attack damage?
You add, I think, +2 extra. Yeah, you add +2 anytime you hit. You get advantage on strength checks and saving throws, but not on attacks.
Okay.
So, like, if you try to grapple free or something, you'll have advantage on it.
Yeah. All right. So, does the rage take up my entire turn?
I think it's bonus.
It's a bonus action. Entering rage is a bonus action.
So you can try to break the grapple if you want.
I'll try to break the grapple.
Okay, make a strength check. Or sad, I believe, a strength saving throw.
23.
Yeah. As this wolf slashes down on you, it lets up its grip ever so slightly, and you manage to pull your arm out without losing much more than bits of skin. Your top layer of skin. As you pull your hand out, stand up.
I stand up.
Okay, I believe standing up's either half movement or full movement. I think we're gonna say half unless
I think
somebody.
it's half.
Okay, so now you have half your movement left.
Which is 15 feet.
It's probably 20.
Oh, 20 feet.
Barbarians at level 5 usually have 40.
30 feet.
Oh, maybe it's only half works.
He's in a rage, but
That doesn't change it.
I'll move inside the hut.
Okay, as you do, because you're out within range of it. As you move back in, both of these wolves right here leap out at you with bite attacks. One is going to be 22, the other is going to be 12.
22 hits.
Okay, that is going to be 5 points of this is piercing damage. As both of them lash out at you, one of them still reeling, the other one brings its head up and manages to bite out, I guess, as you're stepping back on your thigh that's kind of left extended as you're backing into this hut, sinking its teeth deep into your muscle. But now you are all in the hut.
Mm-hmm.
Hugo.
are you in there?
I'm going to.
Back in.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna put my hands onto Andre and who is this next to me?
Me.
And this is
That's me.
okay. I'll put both of my hands on their backs and cast invisibility.
These two?
As a third level spell.
Gosh, that's sad.
So
Just
they're both
snubbed you
invisible.
like that. Harlow, Andre.
So they'll have advantage on their attacks, and
Okay.
attacks against them will have disadvantage.
Okay.
Wait, can I call? It's Harlow, right?
Harlow.
Harlow. damn it.
Andre.
Andre.
Can I tell him to click the heels of his boots together?
Sure.
Andre,
What?
click the heels of your boots together.
Can I do that before my turn?
You cannot.
Okay.
On your turn you can. Anything else?
No, that's
Okay.
That's all I'll do.
Just disappeared from sight. And you, having seen Andre disappear from sight, tells him to click his boots
Wait, no,
together.
he's already invisible?
Yeah. We'll say that's what prompted you to tell him that.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to tell him.
Or
that
you can
want.
change what you tell him when if you've seen him gone invisible.
Gotcha.
As Hugo reaches out, touches them, and they disappear from sight.
So did
What
you
do
tell
do?
me that or not?
No, I didn't tell you that.
Okay.
Well, boys and ladies, it looks like these are our beasts. With gold in my eyes and nothing in my sight of my body. I roll out of the circle to the side of the wolves, and I cast Shatter behind them.
Okay. Which side are you going out?
To this side.
Okay.
And I cast it so it hits all three, but doesn't.
I guess like that. If it's a
Yeah.
cone,
It's a point.
it's a point. You can hit two with
It's
a
a
point.
Well, it's a point, but it's a radius.
Oh, okay.
So it
you-
comes as a
I see.
circle,
I
so
see.
I'm hitting it
I think
so
even
it-
if you did, it would run into the hut and disperse.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Do you have invisibility markers?
I do.
Oh yeah, the
I always
fancy
forget to
markers.
use these.
But I assume invisibility wears off when I cast a spell.
No, as long as I'm concentrating on it.
Holy hell! I say to myself.
They will be,
Holy hell!
able to see where the spell comes from.
But even I don't know how the spell works, but it just appears in their midst. And so I cast Shatter,
Okay. What is
And-
I need to do?
and I rock them. I rock them for a raucous. They have to roll a. I think they have to roll a check.
Okay.
probably
What is
do
it?
this.
Constitution check.
First one is 12. Second one is 7. Third one is 5.
They all fail and they all take 20 damage.
20? Just
Yeah.
free 20?
Yep.
Jeez. What's the spell? What's the effect of it? Or what's it called?
Shatter.
Okay, so we'll
A
say.
sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature in the 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a Constitution saving throw, and each creature takes a 3d8. But with my spell leveled, I cast it as a 4d8. They have to make a saving throw. They take half damage, but they'll.
Right. Yeah. So it's this loud crack that you all hear, and it shakes the ground beneath the hut. The sound is kind of muffled a bit, but it just explodes this shockwave into these three wolves,
And they're getting
they all they get pushed back a little bit with this force as it just slams into them, blowing their fur in the wind. It looks majestic.
But as I do this, I kind of look. I had eyed up our new friend Dudley, and I've kind of noticed he's been struggling. And I use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on him.
Okay.
At level 3 here, so he takes 2d4 plus 5 healing, which is he takes 10 healing.
Okay.
Fully healed from my river escapade.
Boom.
Hey, oh yeah.
Anything else? Harlow?
I don't think so. Oh, I roll back. I roll back into the circle.
Okay, as you get back into the circle, this wolf is over here just smashing where you went in, just snarling and biting at the outside of this hut.
It can't see him.
How much health do you?
Oh, you saw where he went in.
No, I'm invisible.
Never mind. It is just doing that over here then. Where it's how the last person go in. And that, unfortunately, is going to be its turn. Dudley, first round of D&D combat.
All right, so
Don't fuck it up.
just a general advice: how easy is it to pop out of the tent and shoot a crossbow and pop back in?
So they can't move during your turn. Like they don't get any actions
So you
during
go-
your
yeah.
turn unless you get within around them. Like if you get
Like
in
melee,
the square next to them,
You're good
then they can
where you
attack you when you back up.
So you
So
go.
if you're using a ranged attack, it's
So
super
you
fucking
could go out
easy.
out of their range, attack, and go in, and they can't do anything during your turn.
But
note
it's
that
also
you can only
a little
move.
bitch move.
How much movement can I?
You get 25.
And these are 5.
So you can do
square.
1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 back in.
Yeah. So you just.
square is about
So
5
the
feet.
thing about getting in melee
Okay.
range with them is called an opportunity attack. If you go within 1 square of them and then move away, they get an opportunity attack on your turn and get
We
to
probably
attack
don't need
you.
to over-explain it, right?
But just so he knows.
Yeah, I mean, he
And
can
so the
eventually.
stream knows in case they've never played.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why don't I pop out? And
Pops out.
I mean, you can move the game.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got it. So 5.
So
yeah.
like this would be out. Can I go diagonal?
Sure.
Yeah, you can go
Yep.
diagonal.
1, 2.
Yep.
And this isn't within 1 square of him, is it?
Correct. So you can shoot, and you don't have to, because if you get within melee with a ranged weapon, it's disadvantage. But
All right. And how do I
Make your
tell the
attack.
range that my crossbow has?
Oh, it's.
It normally says, but it's like
yeah, you're fine now.
It's fine.
So
60 or 120.
roll your d20 and add your hit to it.
She has popped back into the
Yeah,
tent.
you're the only one out right now.
So you could theoretically maybe hit from here with your crossbow if you want.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna do a roll with my crossbow. It's 1d8, so I roll 8 sides.
So first you gotta see if you hit.
And then you're going to add, that's your modifier
So
to hit.
D20 to see if you hit.
Okay.
Come on, big money. This is your first one.
4.
No.
But
Plus
you
anything?
hit modifier.
Plus 3.
Oh, plus 3 though. So you add plus 3, 7.
As you step out, never having fought a large, 6-foot
Living
tall
thing.
wolf before, your hands are shaking. Plus the cold. It's very cold. There's even snow on the ground here. Some remaining immuration snow. You step out. You fire your crossbow. Your hands shaking too much, and the bolt just shimmers off to the side of it, clinking against a stone off in the background.
And so what would I have had to got to do?
I don't tell you that.
Yeah.
You can generally figure it out after a while.
After a
where-
couple of rolls.
And I make a little and I screw back into the tent.
it catches his attention when you do your but it can't do anything.
I yell,
now.
hell yeah, Dudley!
Wait to shoot at him! Andre.
So to clarify, that sword was a great sword, right? Not like a one-handed, but a two-handed weapon.
Yes, great sword.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to kind of sneak 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing the great sword at him twice.
Okay. It's +1 great sword.
And I
Does your
I guess I'm going for this leg. I'm trying to chop the leg off.
Okay.
You have
as you-
advantage too.
Yeah, I've got advantage.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you're
okay.
invisible.
So I'll just do one tag at a time then. So that one's
How does the advantage work with
soft 20 to hit,
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit.
and then I'll just go ahead
Yeah,
and
do
do the
your other
second
attack,
one.
and then we'll.
And then that's gonna be 27.
Oh yeah.
Or
Jeez.
no, yeah, 27.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm curious.
I want to use this, so that's gonna be 4d6 plus 14. Okay.
If I use an attack that requires a saving throw, but I have advantage because of like invisibility, does that
Let's
do
see how this
anything?
works.
I don't think so.
So 8 plus 14. Wow, that's such shitty. 22 total slashing.
Yeah, as you do a little more than carve at its leg. As you bring this greatsword down, the first one carves a huge chunk out of its leg, and it looked like it turns to you and snarls. And as you do, how do you want to finish it?
Oof. I guess I want to miss on the leg and hit the head instead, and just literally just decapitate Ned Stark style. You know?
Okay. So you go, you retract your sword, and then think about going back for the leg. But as its head turns towards you, you bring it down right at the nape of the neck, and the head just severs and falls to. Well, we'll say because it's a very big head, but for the purposes of this, falls to the ground.
Okay.
As I see that, I say, "Fucking on."
And can I run over it now?
Yes.
I can run over it?
It's gonna be like you get half movement. It's large, and so it's
Okay.
difficult terrain.
In that case, I do not need to run over it. I will run. I did 1, 2, 3. So I've got 5 left. I'm gonna be screaming, "Ow!" running this way, invisible. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, and screaming, trying to get them to look at me, and enter a rage while I do that.
Okay.
know why I did that.
When you stop, you're screaming. So when you end, you yell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to scream the whole way, I guess, as I'm running because I'm invisible. And
Right. I'm just wondering if you
and entering into my rage. Yeah.
Okay. If you I just wanted you to know if when you get to that point, you scream there.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, screaming
feet.
the whole way.
Okay, I am going to.
Oh, we're gonna do this just for fun.
That's the dead one over there.
So there are 2 more.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna step up here to this guy, and I'm going to cast a flame blade into my hand.
Okay. There's one right here, so you're within 5 feet of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a 19 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
And I'm gonna roll. So 16 damage to the first one there.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean, I'm step right back in there.
Okay, because you're in the melee range, it does get an opportunity attack as you jump in. Please bite him right in the face. That is a 18.
Yeah.
As you step in, it manages to catch you like your bicep on your arm that's behind you, and you take 6 points of piercing damage, and it rips some flesh off of your skin.
Free.
You are dead. This one now turns towards the sound.
I thought that
He swapped.
I swapped him out.
So
just
now
so you
that
know.
one.
Yeah, that way we've
This
got
one.
the cool guy.
He runs over this way to the body. He hears now as you're going the sound stop over here, and he's gonna, in the general direction, make an attack with disadvantage. Well, I guess 2 attacks. First one is gonna bite out at you. I think that was a 7. Second one, he's just gonna viciously swipe with a claw, and the claw is going to be 16 to hit.
That will hit.
As he managed to catch part of your leg with with his claw, you take 7, 8, 9 points of slashing damage.
And is that when that's halved? Is that rounded down or
Yeah,
up?
so that'd be 4.
4. Okay.
Yep.
I was freaked out.
I
Schlobin.
don't even know how to give myself damage. Where'd it go?
I feel like you have to turn it sideways.
There's 2
It
left.
doesn't
Yep.
do
You
it.
can't do it on the phone. Turn it.
One of them's facing here at the hut. The other one's facing Andre.
So what I'd like to do is
used to be up
step
there.
out
You are
and be able to perform a line of sight attack and hit both of them, but not hit Andre.
Okay. If you are, it's gonna be. Well, he's inside. Right here, you could probably hit both.
Your DPS.
So 5, 10, 15.
And that would hit.
That would hit both of
Is
them.
the angle good that it would not hit Andre?
Well, what is your attack? So they're now lined up single file.
Right, but it looks like he's on the other side of it.
Yes.
It's 30
Yeah, if you
feet
hit it, you can
long,
use that.
so it would hit him.
And you can use every turn. So
It actually would end right before him.
Perfect.
Well, if you get
Every single like
Perfect.
when you get
You'd be able to
It's
you
a-
do multiple
it's
attacks per turn, so
draconic
how I had
breath weapon.
So then you can only use one.
Oh
But-
shit!
Gotcha. So now you can just use it.
Give me the D.
It's line of sight causing 2d6 lightning damage.
Lightning damage. Okay, as you, it's a breath weapon. As you see from the mouth of Schlaben, opens it and and this lightning just shoots out, streaking at both wolves. It's a saving throw for me.
As I see that, I kind of like stare at her and look
I
around
think
my
it says save for half damage.
because she sucked it off earlier. I'm scared.
She's dragonborn. That's what you went down on.
Yeah.
Scaly.
Oh, you're dragonborn. I wish I'd have known that.
I just now found that out too.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
Really more of a story of me trying to find out who my father is.
Yeah. You did. It was a little. It was.
Might have been Harlow. You know? He seems like the type of guy to.
So it says
bad dragon.
DC 12 Dex save for half damage to all caught in the area.
One is a fail. Ooh, the other's a nat 20. So go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, and not 2d6?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
Rolls the
dragon breath
D20 for
gives
damage.
it away.
I wish I'd seen
One is 5, one is 2.
Just roll it once. So. Oh, one is 5. Okay, 7. Right. I thought he rolled it.
Do you have like
Got
a
it.
plus?
7.
Well,
Okay, so
the
7.
Dragonborn is like
Oh,
a
and then.
different type of species.
Okay. This one, as you do it, the
Like
lightning
elves, humans.
goes into it and it almost makes an explosion sound as its fur just pops up.
Perfect.
And this one falls over dead.
Woo! And the other?
Still standing, but struck.
Missed it?
No, it hit it, but just barely.
Oh. Alright.
Hugo.
I kind of assess the situation and
so
see
you
that
choose
it's
those
pretty
ones.
well in hand, so I'm just
you
gonna lie
choose
back
them
down.
at the very
I
beginning.
love it. Harlow.
I assess the situation and see that the wolf is
probably-
apparently
that's probably marked ones or
drawn
something.
to Andre's ambiance.
You see how some of these have like these?
I do
so you're
classic
proficient in
rollout.
those.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you pick 2 of those and you double the numbers.
And
Classic
Double the
roll
plus
out.
That's what I read. But I don't know.
Yeah, into a corpse.
I've never played that
You
one before.
butt up against the corpse and you roll out.
I say to myself,
Probably
"Fuck
slight at the
this,"
end.
and I cast another shatter
it's
behind the wolf.
I mean, since
so
you're
only
rogue
it's
pretty
him.
often.
Okay.
Both of them sort of very
And
rogue heavy
I
skills.
cast
Combat.
it, and it does. So you have to make a saving throw.
The rest are really useful in combat.
What is
It's
the
kind of against stuff. Good.
17 deck? If it's deck 17,
The other options
it's
are
con.
athletics,
con is
intimidation, insight,
18.
You know.
Okay, so that succeeds, so you take 11 damage.
Casualties.
Oh, okay. What? Oh, you got your dice on your thing.
Plus,
Yeah.
combat is when you use this more often. You know.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Okay. As again, the earth just erupts and almost knocking you to the ground, but you're barely able to maintain it, Dudley. Now one wolf left.
I bonus action. But I look at Dudley and I see his missed bow and I say, "These wolves is right for the taking." And I cast Bardic Inspiration on.
Wait, did you cast?
Oh! You're gonna add a 1d8 to I think any d20 roll.
Did you cast Shatter again?
Attack.
Or
Attacker
you
check,
hit him,
not
too.
saving throw.
No, I
right?
did it
Right.
behind.
Okay,
it,
so attack. So you're gonna add it to your
I can
attack,
choose the point.
and it may be 1d6. What is
it's
it?
a D8.
Okay.
So
So
you get added.
You gotta
to
hit it first, alright, so I
Your-
pop out.
Your attack, not damage roll, but your attack roll.
Yeah, to hit.
Oh,
So-
to hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you roll
So
your
when you
dice,
hit, you'll
and you
grab
can
this
decide to
and-
roll. You can look at your dice and decide to apply it to it after you roll.
Right.
Yeah.
So roll.
But
your-
not before he tells you if it hits.
So you pop out. You while you were inside the hut, you use your stirrup or whatever the thing is, your crank to reload the crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
Stepping out, taking aim.
Stepping out, taking aim. And I don't need to choose whether I use the modifier.
Until
You
after.
can see what you roll
Alright.
first.
I roll a 10.
So I'd use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it. It's plus 8.
Okay.
Yeah, D.
You roll a d8.
So you roll a
Yep.
d8
This is the
now.
one we're using as a
Come
wolf.
on.
Okay, you can
Motherfucker.
hit as long as you get above a 2 or above actually.
But then plus
Oh, he's
his
got plus
modifier.
3.
I'm counting for that.
2 or
Oh.
above.
He got a 2.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it hits.
that's 15. So you should be 13 plus 2.
Yeah, 15.
Yep, 15 meets it, beats it. As you
Wait, but I'm doing sneak attack. So. because-
you are because he's within 5 foot.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's within 5 feet, so I do an extra 1d6 damage. And I
So
roll
1d6, 1d8, and then plus 1.
Yep.
1d6.
That's an
that's
8.
an 8.
You're gonna
Here's
roll
a 6 if you need a 6.
He's got
normal.
Okay.
Normal.
So you-
normal
yeah.
D.
So 3.
And then your
And
D8.
then an 8.
Yeah.
8.
And
Okay.
then plus 1.
So was this 3?
This a storybook ending.
We've also got
Yeah.
this.
How do
plus
you
1.
how do you want to how do you want this to
Where
go
were you
down?
aiming? Where were you aiming?
12.
Out this
At
part.
the head. The back of the head, behind the neck.
Okay, Andre, as you're sitting there, this
Getting closer and
this
closer.
invisible, but this wolf able to smell you out and sense where you were, a mixture of the smell and the noise, takes a bite right out of your, I think, leg. And as you're looking down on it, and it lets it's still grabbed on or attached to your leg. You hear this thump, and you see this bolt just go right through the ear of the cross. Or the did you say ear? Or you said head.
He said back of the head.
Back of the head.
Yeah,
Okay,
on the neck,
back of the head.
behind
So
the head.
right behind the ear on the back of the head, slicing a huge gash as it goes all the way through this wolf, and blood just starts gushing out the top of its neck as it slumps down on the ground right in front of you.
We all applaud.
Everyone begins to applaud.
I put my fiery sword away like a lightsaber.
Now, how do I become not invisible? How does this work?
I said dolly, shouldn't I?
Well, as soon as I fall asleep, I'll have lost concentration.
Hang on.
Oh,
sober up a little bit.
So I just stay like this. Okay.
As you guys
I
survey,
clutch my invisibility ring to my chest and I say, never leave me.
as you guys survey the carnage around you, you do notice something missing. There were no riders atop these wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we'll end this week's episode. And we'll pick back up next week with more Offices and Owlbears. Thank you for joining. Glad you're back. Hope you come again. This is fantastic. Everybody's in town next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. He's coming back?
No.
Oh.
Actually, I might. I'm not sure. It depends on if Carson and I are brewing.
Oh, it will
We
be
were
the
gonna brew
official
tonight.
beer sponsor of Offices and Owlbears pretty soon. So
That's right.
I think our one viewer,
Yeah.
our one viewer is gonna have some.
Hi, Christina. Do you want some beers?
She doesn't drink, but
I love it. Okay,
Discount coupon code 3000.
Do you really have viewers?
yeah,
We
she
got
doesn't
one.
beer.
how many did we have throughout?